all of you fucking marks out there to always keep it kinky.
What is up, all you fucking marks? Welcome to episode 10 of Freebird Rules. That would have been funny for us to come into the conversation we were having off.
He let off a bar and then immediately started the show before we could properly react.
Yeah, that was long. Had to process that through the whole intro and all that.
We don't got to talk about what we was talking about off air, but I'll say.
Oh, I don't care about that. Nick and I were talking about that. Like, should we talk about it? Because I don't care.
Cool.
Like, I'm an open book.
Okay, cool. So let me ask this. Do we have an immediate family member that we are totally fine with saying "fuck you" to?
Oh, I have so many of them. I told Nick before this. There's literally only two of my family members that I talk to. It's my mom and one cousin, my favorite cousin, which we were just talking about. Other than that, I don't care about none of y'all, like, at all. Not even a little bit. So I got a lot of that.
Hold on real quick. Who be doing the clipping? Ham or Nick?
Me.
I do the clips.
Well, he clips it.
Nick puts it up.
Hey, clip this. Sean, it's still fuck you, bro. It's still fuck you, dog. I should have faded you the last time I saw you. I didn't. I spared you. It's still fuck you. It's up for life.
Wow. Wow. Can we put that up? Will we get flagged for that? Are we still on YouTube?
I'll send it right to Con.
I know what fade means, so we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know if I have immediate family members that I can just like have no issue saying "fuck you" to. I definitely have people that I would like to say that to, but I still am very like around my family. Maybe when I move to Florida,
if it's just people in general, that's a long list, boy.
Yeah, maybe when I move to Florida, like I can maybe say some more things when I'm more on my own than I am right now. But as of right now, I don't have a whole lot of freedom. But I would like to, but I cannot.
So listen to this story because it kind of goes in with what I did today. So my mom, she lives in the house that my grandparents owned, and now my grandparents are gone, so now she owns the house. It's a duplex. There's a upstairs and a downstairs, and upstairs lives a girl who is the baby mama for one of my cousins, right? So I found out recently, because there's a good chance, either I'm going to be taking over, guardianship of this house and all that stuff. I found out recently that, so like 2 years ago, I go into the house to see my mom for something, and she tells me that this girl, I'm not going to say her name on here, but she's, not at the house at the moment because there was an issue with my cousin. My cousin come over and beat her, right? So they were out looking for him, right? So then, obviously, they break up. So I found out like 2 weeks ago. I'm calling my mom. I'm talking to her about something. And she ends up telling me that my cousin's cousin, who is the baby daddy, his brother, forcibly raped this girl.
Jesus.
Which is, like, I knew that, that side of the family, I mean, both sides of my family, but especially that side of the family, that they were all kind of pieces of shit. That's why I cut them out a long time ago. But nobody else seemed to see it for whatever reason. My mom would always get on me about why don't you talk to your family and all that bullshit. And then I find that out, right? So today I go over there because I had to bring my mom some medication. So I go over there. My wife and I go over there. She drops me off. She's not going in. And parked right in front of me is my cousin. He's coming over to get his kids. And she's there bringing the kids down. And I swear to you guys, it was like a Springer show. They're just yelling at each other, arguing. I just walked right past, didn't say nothing to nobody. Yeah. I dropped that medication off, and I got right back in that fucking car, and I left. Jesus, I got nothing to say to none of you about this shit, because you're all fucked up.
fucking, I don't want to say too much because it's super personal. But Friday, I got some fucked up news about a family friend, an old family friend. Long story short, she ain't with us no more. It was a really fucked up situation, bro. Super fucked up. I ain't gonna say her name because I just don't want to put too much out there. But I got a text from my sister. She was like, "Hey, that's what happened." And it sucks. You know what I mean? Just getting like, just seeing like what you said. Like, was that a phone call or a text when you got that news?
Oh, that was a phone call.
See, I got a text, bro. Like, and it was super fucked up. You know what I mean? Like, it was really fucked up.
Well, it was fucked up for me too, because one of the reasons that it was like such a bombshell for me is because, as you guys know, as we talked about on here, my mom had that stroke, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she's got like no memory. She swears up and down that she told me. It was like, you definitely didn't. I would remember that. So she just casually drops it as if I already know this information. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, bro. I hate getting bad news from like, you know, like a family member, shit like that. The old friend used to come to all my shows and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like it was fucked up. But like I just hate getting news like that from a family member.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah,
that's fucked up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So before we got on here, I don't even. How did we even get into this fucking conversation, Nick? We're sitting here talking about family members who are in jail
because we don't just talk about wrestling. That's because we don't don't tap in one bag. You feel me?
That's true.
We get in our serious bag. We get in our grown man bag.
That's right.
That's what we do on this show.
We're doing a lot of that the last couple of weeks.
Oh, you asked me if I had COVID because I'm not feeling great.
Oh yeah,
this last weekend.
Right.
And then I said no. I got pretty close because my brother got COVID in prison when I had a prison outbreak. With COVID. Okay.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, my brother's been in prison a lot too.
Dumb question. Really dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
Do people still get COVID?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. No, it's like the flu now though.
Yeah.
It's like the flu.
Yeah. So many people have gotten immunized finally. You know, I mean, it's never gonna go away.
It's one of those things where it's just going to be around, but it's not going to be as serious as it was in 2020 because no one knew how to fucking fix it.
Well, you should still be getting your fucking shot for it.
Yeah, you should still be getting shit. But so that's how we got into talking about it. It's like, oh, we were talking about people in prison, and then that's how we got on the topic.
Nick, hold up, bro. I just peeped your name, B. I just peeped your name. Oh shit! Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that?
Shit,
what the fuck? That shit cold, bro.
That shit hard, bro.
When did you get that?
I've had this for a couple of years now.
I've never seen you with that, bro.
Yeah, it's
Where'd you get that?
Amazon somehow.
For real?
Yeah, you can find all sorts of shit. Yeah, it's a little tight.
Bro, you have never showed me that.
Yeah. I'll bring that shit, bro. You can honestly have it, bro, if you want to wear it.
What size is it though? Because
I mean, probably 3X. So it's probably a little big, but you wear that Philly jersey I gave you, so.
Oh yeah, true.
It says 4X, but I mean, it's probably it fits like a 3
nah, bro. That's all you. That's tough though. That's hard as shit. Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah, I had to get that. I had that one, and I had a Waterboy one for a while too.
You had a what?
Waterboy, Bobby Boucher. I had that jersey for a while too.
Yeah, bro. I had no idea you had that.
Yeah,
that's hard, bro.
Yeah. Conscious never rocking with us anymore with the nicknames. He's done.
No, he's not. He's always.
I told y'all, bro. This is a new show. I did that shit on the old show.
Yeah.
We just can't let go.
Yeah. I just have a list of names now that I just want to get off. Now.
So do I. I've got a list on my phone, Lily, in my notes, just podcast nicknames.
Remember the Cheese Sticks Mafia stuff, Con? I got a bunch of those based off wrestlers now.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so yeah, I mean my brother was in jail because he's a big drug kingpin in the area. And the last time, it started off as weed, then it went to cocaine, and now I don't know. Can you say cocaine on YouTube? I don't know.
Now listen, you said the R word, so I mean, YouTube. If they haven't kicked us off already, they will. So it don't matter.
But then it ended up being fentanyl that put him away for a while. He started a little lab where he had a bunch of teenagers making it for him and distributing it. So yeah, he's a
Good guy.
good person.
Yeah.
Mm.
My brother was kind of the same. He was a big old drug kingpin person.
Man, shouts out to Travis, man.
Wanted to fucking
damn, he named him. He named him too.
That's fine.
Oh, my bad.
I don't care.
We'll cut that out.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we can't edit this. It's live.
No. No, he just wanted to be the dude, wanted to give people what they needed. He never went as far as fentanyl, I think. As far as I know, he didn't go as far as that.
He always gave me what I needed. He always gave me on the good days. You know what I mean? Let me not lighten the mood because I was hip to what was going on. On the good days, he gave me what I needed.
But yeah, so the same kind of thing.
Con, we're all sharing. I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I mean, I already said it. I had a cousin that was my favorite cousin. He did a bid for a while for like some kidnapping, and then got out, got to see him for a little bit, and then he went back in recently. He's back out. He I ain't gonna say he definitely whooped this girl's ass from what I understand. They went and came and got him. He's out now, I think. But yeah, it's just a little conflicting because he's my favorite cousin and shit. So it's just like I said off air, like I love you, but there's this thing going on right now. I don't know how to feel about that. So it's a couple conflicting feelings, but yeah.
Right. It's a lot of, like I said beforehand, like with my dad, like we didn't have a very good relationship. And I always said, I love you, but I don't like you. And that's just what it was,
Shifting gears, I got a question for my New York friend Hambo.
Oh boy.
Let me make sure you see him first before we continue. Because me and Sheila have been having a ball with this on TikTok. And Nick, I'll ask you too, just for the fuck of it. Have y'all been seeing what's going on with Jennifer Lopez right now?
Yeah, I kind of I didn't see the entire video, but I am very aware of it. Yes.
Now, Hambo, as a New York native, what are your thoughts?
So, to me, it sounded so fake. It just did. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounded so set up. She was just trying to like appeal to New Yorkers, which I mean, I know she's from New York and shit, but she's a little bit removed from New York at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it would just seem like a very bad attempt by a celebrity to connect with a fan base that she probably doesn't have any longer.
Follow-up question now. Question.
Yep.
All right, so there was like two different videos. Did you see the one where they asked her what her order at the bodega was?
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. Yeah.
All right. So hold on. I saw them. So was there? I mean, you've already given me your answer. What was the first thing you heard in that video that was off to you?
Honestly, it was the way that she said it.
Which part?
It wasn't. Well, I mean, first off, ham and cheese. Like, it ain't ham and cheese. It's bacon, egg, and cheese. But that's first. But like, so in New York, when you order one, all that shit, that's basically one word. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was enunciating. It was separate words. You say it as bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll. Like that. That's how you say it. You just say it. So that to me, again, it just came off as fake. She was like ham and cheese on a hard roll.
Okay, now.
Yep, okay.
Orange drink. What is she talking about? What is she talking about, bro?
That's Tampico. Is that?
It's Kool-Aid, bro. Come on.
Orange Kool-Aid.
It's basically Kool-Aid. Yeah, orange drink.
I've heard different
drink,
answers.
Like, that's what it is.
A lot of New Yorkers I've seen respond to that. They thought that the orange drink part was very sus. The term top pop is what I heard often.
Okay.
And a lot of opinions on it. A lot of people, I've heard a few people say, the orange drink was sus because that could mean anything. You know what I mean? It could mean the sun.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't
know. You feel me? I'm not from there, so I don't know. But you are the closest one to the action out of the three of us, so I got to get your thoughts and opinions.
So I'll bet, like, for us around this area, it tends to be more purple drink than orange drink. Gotcha. But if I say purple drink, like, that's what it means. It means like Kool-Aid, or like, y'all remember those fucking, I mean, I don't say remember, like they're not even around it, huh? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. something like that. That's basically what it is. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was a video.
They were getting her the fuck out of here, bro. They were not going for that shit.
No. You ain't Jenny from the block anymore. I'm sorry.
Okay. That's
Sorry.
that's the general consensus.
That's what it is.
Everyone's like, you ain't from the block no more, bro.
No. You're from the condo.
Literally.
From the condo?
Yeah.
Jennifer from the condo.
Yeah. Jennifer from the condo. Yes. All right, let's talk some wrestling headlines real quick. Coming out with this Bray Wyatt documentary on April 1st.
Oh, damn, that's right around the corner.
Looking forward to it. It's one of those. It's weird to like look forward to something that I know is gonna make me cry. You know, isn't that weird?
Yeah, it's really sad. Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah,
for that reason, I don't know if
I really like the Undertaker is narrating. I think that's really cool. I saw Bo Dallas has some sort of part in it, which is really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. Like looking forward to something that potentially will make me cry is a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. For that reason, I mean, I don't know if I'll cry, but it's gonna be pretty sad.
Yeah.
For that reason, I might avoid it a little bit.
They did say too that because there was a lot of talk about why isn't Bray Wyatt in this year's Hall of Fame, and they did say that a lot of it is connected to this. With them releasing the documentary, they didn't really think that they should do them both at the same time. And honestly, I don't feel like he should be in this year anyway, because
I feel the same way. Like, no disrespect, but like, we talked about this in our other wrestling chat when it came up. I saw like a lot of outrage on that shit, and when I saw it, I was like, should he? Like, is he supposed to be in the Hall of Fame? Like, why? Because I don't mean this to come off disrespectful, but like, if we keep it in a buck, it's like, why? Because he passed away. Like,
right.
We love Bray Wyatt. We fuck with Bray Wyatt, but I'm just like, so he passed, so throw him in there. I don't know about all that, y'all.
Right.
I'm a little conflicted on it, only because I think there's a lot of I think if they think they're going to put him in there at all, that I think this is probably the year to do it. You're already putting his dad in there. It would be probably a little more special to have his dad be there, and also to induct his son into it as well. That was kind of my thing. So like, if they're not going to do it at all, then like, okay, then it makes no sense to really do it. If he just did it because he's gonna die or he died, like that's different. But if they're gonna think they're gonna do it at all, then I think this year would have made sense, because of the fact that his dad's gonna be there, and they could put this documentary out whenever. Like there's nothing new in this documentary. There's no new information that's gonna happen. And even if you're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame, you could put that footage in this documentary. So I don't really see why the documentary would kind of screw it up. I think the only reason you don't put him in there is because you don't think he deserves to be there. And I can see that side of it. I don't know a whole lot about Bray Wyatt besides what I've seen, when I was around, and I really loved what Bray Wyatt did. But do I think it's Hall of Fame worthy? I don't know. I mean, I know the things he's done, and I think it's legendary and stuff like that. But I don't know if it really deserves Hall of Fame criteria.
This is how I feel about it. Like, aside from just, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in there at all. But right now, because he passed, to me, it just comes off like as like heavy pandering.
I hear that.
Like heavy pandering.
Yeah.
And what you said about the documentary where you're like, they could have dropped this anytime. That's kind of how I feel about his inductee. Is like, nothing's gonna. That's
true.
They could do that with his induction. I mean, like if they did it next year, if they did it a year after, like I'd be cool with that. I just think, I guess my main reason for, I ain't gonna say being against it, but the main reason I'm just kind of like I don't know about that when it comes to inducting him this year. It's just, again, it just kind of just feels like heavy pandering. Mm-hmm. And I would rather them induct him because they all sat down and was like, yeah, absolutely, you should be in here, and not like, well, he passed, so yeah, like we got to do something. I think, to me, this year, I think this documentary is good enough.
Yeah, the only reason I say to do it is because his dad's going in, and
right.
Just to have both do the same, But
So on those points, though, first off, as far as like Nick, you were like, oh, they don't need to release the documentary right now, and you're right. But I think that the reason that they are doing it, and this is probably weighs into why they don't want to release the documentary and put them into the Hall of Fame at the same time, is because they are planning to do a big panel on the documentary at WWE World during WrestleMania season. So I would think. They're probably thinking, well, are we really going to do this panel at the fan convention where most of the fans are going to be, and then also put them into the Hall of Fame where we're basically going to say all of the same things as what's in the documentary,
That's true.
I do think that he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, but I am glad that he's not going in this year for a couple reasons. Like you said, Nick, it would be cool for him to go in with his father, but I don't think that is something that can't still be done, because if you look at the way that WWE likes to induct people, they like to induct them separately and as tag teams
and together
and all that stuff. So this year his father's going in, but he's not going in as Mike Rotunda or IRS. He's going in as part of the US Express. So you could still give him his own individual induction in a year or two, whenever you plan to do Bray, and still have that. But the other thing is, too, I love Bray, and I think that if you're putting him in a Hall of Fame, then he is the headliner for the year. And you don't do that this year because it's in Philly, and you got Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman needs to be the headliner this year. So you don't put them both in at the same time, because they definitely would overshadow each other.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
Good point.
Yeah.
Especially in Philly, especially that's for, dare to say that's Paul's town, bro.
Yeah,
that's
his
town.
It is for sure.
Right. So, Uncle Dave, we all love Uncle Dave because he's always right. Wrote on the Wrestling Observer that TKO would like The Rock to follow and set a good example, its guidelines of TV PG product, that they still want to stick to a PG product, and that they expect The Rock to do the same thing. And The Rock came out and said, this story is complete bullshit. Which I love. I love just people coming out and telling Uncle Dave that he's wrong and he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, because he doesn't.
Meltzer, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, Meltzer, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up, bro. You always fucking talking, bro. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Some of these fucking goofy ass motherfuckers hold water to what the fuck you say. Shut the fuck up, bro. Don't nobody want to hear what the fuck you got.
I can't believe anyone listens to Dave Meltzer in 2024.
I'm sick of him, bro. Just shut the hell up.
That's what I'm saying. Like, especially now, it's crazy that anybody gives a shit what he says, because like he has been proven wrong so many times at this point. Like in the 90s, it was different, because the internet was still, becoming what it is now. So there weren't like a lot of people really fact checking or calling people out or anything like that. But now in 2024, he just gets called out every time he's wrong, which is 90% of the time.
I love that shit. He's just always saying stupid, goofy ass shit, bro. Just like shut the fuck up for 2 minutes, B. That shit, I thought that was nuts when I heard that fucking goofy ass Britt Baker be like actively praying that he gives her like 5-star ratings and shit. It's like, why the fuck y'all hold this motherfucker's like word like it's the fucking Bible?
Yeah.
Get Meltzer's hack ass the fuck out of here, bro. I'm sick of him, man.
I agree.
I'm so sick of Dave Meltzer.
The only thing that I think when I hear this too, that kind of sounds like, oh, this might be a good thing. It's kind of, if The Rock is calling bullshit on this, then maybe what he's saying is TKO is interested in possibly going a little bit further than the PG rating.
That's the vibe.
I would think so.
That's the vibe I got.
Yeah. I would think so. I mean,
which I don't, and I've always said this too, especially for people who lived through the Attitude Era. They're always like, oh, you couldn't do that now. You couldn't do that now. You know what? You're right. You couldn't. That doesn't mean that you can't have a more adult-oriented, mature product without going over the line. Like, that's still possible. You don't need to, do bra and panties matches every single week for it to be considered adult oriented. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. I don't understand why everyone's so like black and white either. It's got to be fucking, raw, basically porn on your television, or it's got to be,
Yeah,
Tootsies and
there's
butterflies
no
and
in
shit like
between
that.
of them.
Like,
It's one extreme or the other.
Also, like the Rock's little like 20-minute promos he'd be doing on Twitter are probably the most talked about thing. That, you know, obviously it's The Rock, but also like it's a lot of fucking profanity filled fucking shit. Like, I bet you they're looking at that and be like, maybe we should let these guys off the leash a little bit, you know? Because I bet you Seth Rollins could get some type of bag like that.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn, a bunch of these dudes could go off and do some stuff like that. You know what I mean? So like, I would understand. Like, I believe this story if it was the complete other way. Like, oh, Rock's doing this thing, and this is how people are actually going to talk a little more. You know, like, okay, well, that makes sense because it's popping. Like, it's working.
Mm-hmm. Shit,
Like,
we just saw Roman call Michael Cole a dick rider.
We did on Pat
Yeah.
McAfee. Yeah,
We saw Cody say "little dick syndrome" on TV, which is what this episode is named after this week. He called him an asshole. That shocked me.
I think he called
good guy Cody too. Out there dropping an asshole. You know,
called him a bitch too.
Yeah.
It's funny because Khan, we were watching that promo, and Khan was like, I just need Cody to call him a bitch one time. Like,
right after I sent that text, he said it. Yep. Right after I sent the text, like,
I mean, it needed to happen. You can't have people aren't going to take him seriously if he's not allowed to be on the same level as The Rock. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I still think he needs to be a little more aggressive.
I agree.
Like, he needs to have a little more, like, he needs to have a little more hatred in his heart. He needs to be a little untamed a little bit. I think he has to do a lot of that, and he still isn't doing that.
Yeah,
but it's fine. We still got a couple weeks.
Things he did. There's some things he did in that promo, like the little dick syndrome.
Yeah,
line was cool. The bitch line was cool. The asshole line, that was great. But like, it blew me how he kind of just gave Rock a pass to talk about his mom. Like, that should have been free reign a while out. But I mean, here we are.
Yeah, I think Cody, I think I've said it on here before that he's basically bringing back the traditional baby face, and that's cool and all.
White meat baby face.
Yeah, but every now and then you do got to show a little bit of aggression. I mean, every baby face who was really over has, from The Rock to Austin to Shawn Michaels and even John Cena. I mean, he was the ultimate baby face, and every now and then he dropped a swear word. And he said some sexual shit. So, like,
even like past that, like, Cena was really good at what I really loved about John Cena was, like, another Boy Scout example, right? But like, there were times where Cena would just be like, "Fuck that Boy Scout shit. Now I just want to beat the shit out of you." You know what I mean? Like, he could tap into that, and I haven't seen Cody tap into that yet.
And my other question too is, Cody's in my opinion, I feel like Cody's at a point where he could go out there and he could say some shit that wasn't planned, and nothing would really happen to him.
I think so too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's kind of the top guy for him right now. You're gonna get rid of him. You're gonna fine him because he said asshole. Like, come on.
Yeah, no.
I posted a clip real quick. It was a clip, old clip of Cody when he was still in New Japan, and he did the heel turn where he attacked Kenny Omega. And I saw that shit. I was like, where the fuck was that guy these last couple of years?
Yeah.
Cody, he's got it in him. We saw it during his time, between WWE and AEW. He's got some heel in him.
He's for sure got it in him.
Yeah.
And Roman did call him a politician right to his face, and was like, "You're stupid, and like you're playing, all this shit." And like, so maybe that's the spark that gets him. I don't know.
Yeah,
but, I don't know. But
I don't know, because after he said all that shit, he tried to shake his hand. So
that's true too.
We'll see. We got what, another week?
Yeah, week and a half.
Week maybe 2 weeks. Yeah. Two more episodes of Raw and SmackDown for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is nuts.
I mean, Ronda gets a lot of hate, and that's all well and good. Like, I never minded Ronda being around, and I always kind of felt that she was one of the few people who did this. Like, she just said whatever she wanted to say, and she called them out for when they were wrong, and I mean, she didn't need them. Ronda did not need WWE, so she doesn't have to sit there and act like, fucked up shit ain't happening. She can say it if she wants, and nothing's gonna happen to her.
I don't think this is the most fucked up thing she said. I put this in here. I mean, she called John Laurinaitis out of his fucking name and shit. Like, she went.
Give me him, because I saw her say a little bit of stuff. I didn't see everything. Give me it.
Like, and for record, I don't think it's fucked up. I think it's just, but like, it's not. This isn't the most shocking thing she said.
I didn't know she said this. I mean, even then, this isn't like the.
She called him a 60-year-old frat boy and an all-around dirtbag.
There you
John
go.
Laurinaitis.
Yeah.
Oh, she was
And
getting bars off.
Somebody else too.
Yeah. And she ain't wrong either. I always felt that way about Johnny Ace. He's just one of those guys. He just comes off as weirdo fucking scum. Like I don't.
It was a good old boys club, man. It was
Yeah.
a good old boys club. Like that's all it was in WWE, man.
Yeah. And what I did like was
we find that out slowly as shit, but we're finding it out. Like new people get named like every other week.
right.
Because the stuff I did see her say, it might have been about, I guess, just like her run there. I saw like mad people were like pretty pissed at what she was saying, but I'm sitting back like, I mean, shit. Like, what if that actually happened? What if she's telling the truth, bro? Like, if there was ever a time to spill the beans, I mean, what better time than when you're not working there no more?
Yeah.
And she's saying I'm never coming back and all this shit. Like, good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like good on both ends. Like, if you're
like,
not,
I get it. It's cool to hate on her. It's cool to hate on her, but I'm just like, I was sitting there the whole time. I'm like, bro, I get like, you know, how that comes off, but again, like, what if she's not lying?
Yeah, I don't lose lying at all.
Yeah, and then one of the things that I liked was that, you know, we're talking about this Vince McMahon stuff, and like you just said, Nick, every week there's new names coming out, and I feel like most of us wrestling fans are all like crossing our fingers and holding our breath that Paul Levesque is not one of the names that gets, you know, called out. And she
I've heard
said
his name already sprinkled a little bit. I'm not gonna be that guy. I don't want to be that guy, but I've heard his name sprinkled a little bit. Whether that's true or not, I've heard that whole family's a part of this shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't want to be that fucking person, bro, because I really like the way this Triple H era is going. But I'm hearing names, and if your name's in it, you gotta go.
Right.
Like
she did point out in the interview, she said, you know, Triple H, you know, he's going to NXT and he is, you know, looking for people who are talented and showing, you know, that they're trying to improve and all that, compared to Laurinaitis, who, you know, the only thing that mattered to him was fuckability, in her words.
I hear that.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, listen, man. I mean, we'll talk about it later too. But like, I'm loving this whole calling out these big fucking companies, bro. None of this shit should be flying. None of this shit should be flying, bro.
Because what the fuck they gonna do to her?
Nothing. She's Ronda Rousey.
Yeah,
you can't do shit to her.
Yeah,
that ain't already been done by fans. I mean, what, like, you know what I mean? No, this fucking dude.
No, Bill. I was saying, Nick, before we got on here, you know, this podcast, and so much of the wrestling community is, you know, fuck Terry. I think it's officially fuck Bill. It's been fuck Bill for me for 20 years, but I think it's officially fuck Bill now.
It's a real reason right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, so stupid. Because also
he always gave me these, you know, slightly racist. I'm an alpha. I have a tow truck with Kelvin peeing on something on the back of it. He gave me those vibes, and this kind of he's got a "We the People" sticker in his back window and doesn't know the rest
flag hanging at his front door.
Yeah, he doesn't know any lines after that. Just that. He always gave me that. And he's got a weird affinity for children too. So I always thought that Goldberg was.
Does he?
Yeah.
See, I don't know nothing about Goldberg.
Yeah, when he talks about kids, it's like a different kind of person.
Yikes.
But anyway, yeah, so, you know, he's as always, Goldberg with sour grapes. Goldberg thinking that he is better and more important than he ever really was. Getting pissed off about the fact that Asuka beat his undefeated streak. And, you know, he couldn't just say that. You know, he had to say Asuka, some Japanese girl, as if 7 years earlier, or whatever it is, when it happened, he literally like went on social media and congratulated her, but he's acting like he's never fucking heard of her before and doesn't know how to pronounce her name. Like, come on, Bill.
That was nasty.
Come on, Bill.
Listen, remember when
that was gross? That was really gross that he did that shit. And like to just stick with the streak thing, because it reminds me of this guy that I work with, who was like, we were talking. I mean, we talked, like, we had a lengthy conversation about WWE a couple of days ago, but he was talking to me about like as we talk about the streak thing, right? First the fuck all, bro. How long ago was that undefeated streak that he had? How long ago was that?
26 years ago.
Why can't we fucking update the fucking records, bro? Like,
yeah, exactly.
So back to, you know, the guy that I work with, good dude, you know what I mean? But he was talking to me about like we were just talking about WrestleMania, and he was talking to me about Rhea Ripley, Gunther, and Roman, and he was just like, his whole thing was he hates these long title reigns. He hates long title reigns. What the fuck is the point? Like it gets boring, and I'm just like, bro, these records are like decades old. You know what I mean? It can't always be like Bruno Sammartino and Hulk Hogan holding the longest record. Like we got to update that shit. Like,
I mean, which it always will. I mean, there's just no way in modern wrestling that we're gonna see somebody hold the title for over 7 years. So that ain't ever gonna be broken. But yeah, the rest. I mean, there's no reason not to update them, and that's what Triple H has been trying to do. He did it with the Usos. He did it with Gunther, and they're putting Roman pretty high up there.
Man.
If he loses at WrestleMania, he's number 3 for longest title reigns ever,
which is still pretty. That's still a milestone. Like I get,
absolutely.
That's still a milestone.
Top 5, like longest reigns.
Secondly, that Asuka shit is bullshit because just like you said, like you know this girl's name. Y'all worked at the same place at the same time at one point. That was just like. Because I remember when I sent that to you, Ham. Again, like I'm not hip to what this motherfucker be doing outside of wrestling. You know what I mean? So, I had to ask you, like, is this just his bag? This is what he be doing? And it's just like, it shouldn't shock me. It should not shock me at all. I'm just always shocked whenever I see like a grown ass adult, preferably somebody older than me, who does shit like this and is just so fucking loud about it. It's just that's the part that gets me is like, wow, not only are you a fucking idiot, but like you're cool with being loud about it. That's the part that just always gets me. But yeah, man, like get this motherfucker the fuck out of here. I don't really have too much more to say to that. It's just like what a fucking goof fucking ball.
Yeah. I think the thing that like gets me too is like he almost doesn't seem a lot of times to understand why he gets universally panned by like the wrestling community, not just the fans, but WWE and the companies itself. I mean, that's what he was basically ripping on was, he was just talking shit about WWE and about his relationship with them and feeling like, Vince did certain things to make him look bad. Triple H did. Like, maybe you ever think maybe it's just you, Bill?
You never stopped.
You ever fucking think it's just you, maybe?
Bret Hart
15 million Yankee fans can't be wrong, bro.
Bret Hart is still saying fuck Bill Goldberg.
Word. Yeah.
It's up for
I ain't even a Bret Hart fan, but he's right. You know what?
He's been saying this motherfucker's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Everybody wants to say
another one that's been saying he's a piece of shit.
Yeah. Everybody wants to say that, Bret is bitter. And you know what? He is a little bit bitter, but at the end of the day, when you look back at like all the stuff that has happened to Bret, because a lot of fucked up shit did happen to Bret in his wrestling career. He's forgiven Shawn Michaels. He forgave Vince McMahon. The only motherfucker he won't forgive is this motherfucker right here, Bill Goldberg. Well, there's something to be said about that, I think.
Oh, bro, every chance. I think it's funny at this point, bro. Even if like his name isn't even brought up in the conversation, Bret Hart will find a way to work.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I love it. It's consistent hate. I think it's funny.
I think Bret Hart's like 10 years older than Goldberg, but I really think that he's going to outlive Goldberg just so he can piss on his grave.
Bro. It could be about anything. They could be talking about like making a nice like macaroni recipe. And it's like, I don't use bullshit cheese. Hey, speaking of bullshit, Bill Goldberg, he'll find a way to work that in there, bro.
I used to have a really good macaroni style recipe, but I forgot it after that asshole fucking Bill Goldberg kicked me in my head, gave me a concussion, and ruined my life.
Always got bars for him. I love it.
Bro, y'all remember when fucking everybody got on Matt Riddle's case when he was coming in and he like was shitting on like older like legends and stuff like that, like and he had the whole tuffle tiff, whatever you want to call it, with Goldberg, and everyone was like, oh, Riddle's just disrespectful. It's like, what the fuck? Like, look at this dude.
Wow, look at this dude. Riddle was just like, when I think of like wrestlers from that era, I don't think of Goldberg.
No. And even if you do, like, he is legitimately one of the worst wrestlers ever to come out of that era. Like he just hit at a good time. Yeah. He was given a streak. He was given this badass gimmick. And that's all it was. Like it didn't extend past that. There's a reason that after that ended, and especially after WWE purchased WCW, that just nothing more went for Goldberg because he got exposed. That there was no more substance to this guy, not just in the ring, but on, he couldn't cut a promo. There was nothing more than, hey, I'm a big badass and I'm going to beat you real quick. That was it.
Couldn't wrestle past 10 minutes. And then
No.
I've seen those clips of him wrestling where it was just like, it just wasn't computing with him and the guy, whoever he was on the opposite end with, that wasn't like jobbing to him. It was just like, oh.
I watched this man almost kill The Undertaker on TV.
Oh, don't even get me
started. He almost killed that man.
Don't even get me started on that, boy. That was the first thing I thought about when he opened his mouth. It was like, dog, people haven't forgotten that Undertaker shit. So you might want to pipe it down a little bit.
How many people have you injured, Bill? Because I don't think Asuka's injured one person.
Not one.
That's all I'm saying.
No, not one.
No. All right, so let's get off wrestling for a minute, and we decided that we should talk about this because it's the thing that's going around right now. We've all watched it, so let's talk about this documentary, this Quiet on the Set documentary.
This was rough.
There's no even reason to explain it because I've seen so many videos. So my whole For You page for the last week and a half has been about this documentary, and every video is just over explaining what this fucking documentary is about. And at this point, if you're interested in this documentary, you know what it is. So
if you grew up on Nickelodeon, especially particularly in the 90s, maybe even the early 2000s, if you just came up on all them shows and you loved them and revered them, have you seen it yet or no?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Okay, yeah. So then we highly recommend, check it out. Trigger warning, bro, because I
highly recommend you don't watch it because if you do, you're gonna have your childhood ruined. I'm telling you.
Bro, yeah. Now I'm gonna kind of hijack the conversation here because
go ahead.
I don't know how closely. I don't know how much y'all remember from just seeing those clips in this documentary. How much of like stuff you remember, but like I remember a lot. You know what I mean? Like, the cast of all that. More specifically, like the cast I had, like Kyle Sullivan, Giovanni Samuels, like. I saw people asking questions about that and being like, I don't remember that part of all that. That was an All That revamp. And I remember watching that because I was really excited about that as a kid. That was an All That revamp. I remember all them kids. Every single one that popped up in the doc, I remember every single one. Mm-hmm. So it was wild to see all of them and talk about their experience. Like, I don't even know where to begin, bro, because this was heavy. This is probably the heaviest shit I think I've ever seen. I'm not even trying to exaggerate.
As a kid of the 90s, one of the things that we as wrestling fans loved was we loved the WWE because we loved the Attitude Era. We loved WCW because we loved the NWO and all the edgy shit. And I remember as a kid, watching all that, the original, all that, and not even just the original, all that, but other things that they had like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life and Hey Arnold. These shows all had very adult themes to them. They definitely slipped a lot of stuff that probably was inappropriate in.
A lot of shit. Rugrats too. Rugrats has some shit in there too.
Yep. I mean, I especially now at my age, I still think of, Stu fucking, why are you making pudding at 3 a.m.? Because I've lost control of my life.
Oh yeah.
He was 33. He was younger than I am. I feel that, Stu. I feel you.
Yeah.
But one of the things I remember, like as a kid, I loved that about Nickelodeon because I really loved the not being treated as just a kid where, this is all that you can be shown. You know what I mean? I liked that Nickelodeon included things that were maybe, by today's standards considered too far, right?
I thought it was cool. I thought it was like a cool inside joke about just being young enough to to process like, okay, this is probably like a joke for somebody older, but still getting the joke at like 9 or 10.
Right. So as a kid, I love that. Now I will also say that a lot of that documentary kind of happened after I was too old. I was aging out of watching Nickelodeon, so I never really watched Drake and Josh and whatever the show was with Ariana Grande and all that. So I didn't see a lot of that stuff. But as an adult, seeing those clips on this documentary, I definitely went, all right, that was fucked up. Especially the one with The one with like Ariana like hanging over the
the
bed and
potato
pouring
and the
water on her.
water.
I went, come
Yeah.
on, bro. Like,
Yeah, bro.
that
So
is too far.
My sister and I watched like the older shows, you know what I mean? Like I watched Drake and Josh. The only one I think I didn't watch out of that little like new batch, the only two I don't think I really watched like that was iCarly and Zoe 101. But I definitely watched Victorious. Because for the same reason we talked about in the beginning of this conversation, where it was like they're doing a lot of adult jokes in this show about these teenagers, but like there were adult jokes, and there were some that I didn't really think about until those allegations started to surface. But there were other adult jokes that like weren't sus, but it was just like, oh, that's kind of funny, you know what I mean? That they would slip that in there. But when they play, there's some things I don't remember, you know what I mean? Like I always thought that the thing with feet, that was always a consistent thing in all of Dan Schneider's shows, was the thing with the feet. And I never made the connection that it was like a fetish thing. It was just like I didn't like it. I just never liked it. And I was just, every time it was like a feet reference, I was like, why is he always putting feet in this shit? And then shit started popping up, and it was like a light bulb went off. You know what I mean? Where it's like, wow, okay, that makes total fucking sense. But where do we begin with this?
I don't even know that we begin
pack.
anywhere.
We got a lot
specific. Pack. I just feel like we just go talk about it because I don't know where to begin with this shit other than to just get into it.
Unlike both of you, I watched all these shows, every single one of them. I was big on.
Nick, you watched Victorious?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
I watched all that. I watched Amanda Show. I watched iCarly. I watched
Amanda Show. In my opinion, Amanda Show was the funniest one out of all of them. In my opinion,
yeah, Amanda Show was the funniest one. Fucking Moody's Point.
Moody's Point. Moody's Point.
Drake and Josh, iCarly, Victorious, Zoe 101. I didn't watch too much Sam and Cat, but like if you read
Sam and Cat.
Nah, if you read a lot of like Jeanette McCurdy's book, she talks a lot more about what happened on Sam and Cat rather than what happened on iCarly.
Yeah.
So I didn't watch too much Sam and Cat, but I knew of it, and I think I was probably too old by then. I was thinking it was probably like, at this point I'm probably like almost getting to an adult by Sam and Cat time. But yeah, so I really hate that we're just kind of in this generation that like all this shit is getting ruined, because I was such a big Cosby Show fan as well.
Me too.
And
Me too.
I would love to just pull out a DVD of season 2 of Cosby Show and plug it into my DVD player and fucking sit back and just enjoy, bro. And I fucking can't. And I can't do it with, in my opinion, I can't do it with any of these fucking shows anymore that I've listed off, bro. I can't.
It's even hard to do it with wrestling too, Nick. You know, we keep finding out that these people are pieces of shit behind the scenes, and like it makes it. There's a lot of reasons that it's hard for me to watch Chris Jericho nowadays, but I mean, one of the reasons is like all the the shit with his wife at the riots and then the allegations against him with Kylie Ray. It's just, it makes it very hard to still enjoy it. Like it's so many people, and to a point, I agree that you have to separate the artist from the art, but it is very difficult to do it.
Bro.
It is very
hard to,
bro.
But I mean, it's just like Harry Potter fans with J.K. Rowling. You know what I mean? Like, we just keep finding out all this stuff about the shit that we loved, and it ruins it.
That shit with Drake Bell broke my fucking heart, bro.
Yeah,
because
Kat didn't see it before, so me and Kat watched it.
Well, real quick, hold on. So with the Drake Bell thing, right? Because when I saw when they started putting out commercials for the show, it was their for lack of a better term, selling point was there's a very famous child star who worked for Nickelodeon that's finally coming out to talk. Right now, it was a general belief that it was Amanda Bynes, right? Most people were just like, it's Amanda Bynes. And then they showed the new commercial where the person came out. When I saw it was Drake Bell, I'm not even bullshitting when I tell you, like, my heart for real dropped into my stomach, because it was just like, whoa. And then so I was just waiting, you know what I mean? Wait, because I want to know. And it depends on where you watch it. Some people watch it on Hulu. Some people watch it on Max. Some people watch it on Hulu. And at the time that it was like live, if you watched it on Max, they broke it up into like 4 episodes, each one 45 minutes. But if you watched it on Hulu, it was 2 episodes, and they were both 2 hours or 2.5 or some shit. It was long. I watched the Hulu one because I wanted to get as much information I can get at once. Because it was just like, you know, we all grew up on this shit, and it's like this floodgate of this really fucked up information about, you know, something that we hold near and dear to our childhood just came out. I'm like, I want to know everything. So when they got to the Drake Bell episode, that was hard, bro. Like I don't. It's very rare where I'll watch something and get like physically uncomfortable, and just hearing what was going on. Like, first off, shouts out to his dad, because his dad spotted that shit early.
Yeah,
You know what I
bro.
mean? Spotted
What
that
the
shit
fuck?
early and did everything he could to keep that fucking monster away from him, up until in the hearing that he like manipulated the whole situation. Brian Peck manipulated the whole situation, driving the wedge between Drake and his dad. That was sickening. That was,
You know what the worst part about that is too? Like you could tell that like his father still blames himself
dude.
for it happening, which it wasn't his fault. You know what I mean? But he definitely thinks it's his fault,
bro. Even when when they talked about how, you know, Drake said that he didn't want his dad to manage him anymore and he was staying with his mom, it's like, you know, you as a dad, you would think, okay, well, he's staying with his mom. There's still some level of safety, right? But even when he sent him with his mom, he was like, yo, the only thing I ask you is keep that motherfucker away from him. Do not leave him alone with him. And what's the first thing her fucking lazy ass does? I don't really feel like taking you. Take the guy that the father of my child just said, don't leave our kid alone with him. Yeah, drive an hour and a half with him every day. Like, it was, man, that was some soul crushing shit.
Yeah.
Nick, what were you gonna say?
So when that part of the clip, the part of the documentary came out, she had not. So there was that whole clip was basically put on the internet as a trailer.
Did Cat grow up watching this stuff too?
I think a little bit. Yeah, okay. I don't know how much. I don't know to what extent. I don't know if she was like, because she's a little younger than we are. So I don't think she was watching like all that in the Mana show, but I think she was definitely watching like Drake and Josh and stuff like that.
Carly and all that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think she was a little more on that side of it than any of us. But so, you know, she's watching this part and like she looked over me and she was like, "Who?" And I'm like, "Oh, you haven't seen this yet?" And she goes, "No." I'm like, "Oh my fucking no!" I was like, "Oh my fucking god!" I was like, "You're not even fucking ready." And she came out and she was fucking jaw dropped and just like, because that's what happened to me when I saw it on the internet. I was like, "There's no fucking way." I was like, "I have to watch this now to figure out what the fuck is happening." Because also like Drake had all that other shit that happened a couple of years ago, and like. Also, a lot of fucking people, and I really want to say this too, a lot of fucking people have that situation wrong. And I really want people to understand that situation is not as fucking crazy as y'all make it out to be. It's because y'all read some rumors online does not make it the truth. That was not even close to a sexual case at all. Yeah. So I really encourage y'all to go do your fucking research and look at what that case was. And there's videos of the trial online and all sorts of shit. He cleared it up too. I think he cleared the fuck up. So please fucking stop slandering this man and look at the fucking trial.
Did y'all see the video he dropped after the doc was released?
I saw a couple different clips, but
he dropped a music video.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
He dropped a music video that was like, it's about what happened. It's very on the nose. If I find that link, I'll send it to y'all. But yeah, like I think the day after they wrapped up with the doc, he put out a music video.
That's crazy. Yeah, yeah, my heart sank for that. My heart sank for that fucking. The girl's name is Brandy and her fucking mom.
Oh my god, the 9-year-old.
Yeah, that really fucked me so bad.
That pissed me the fuck off.
That really fucked me so bad.
The mom saying that the reason why she didn't say no was because she didn't want the cops judging her. It's like, get the entire fuck out of here, bro. Like, what a fucking stupid schoolyard bitch ass reason. Not to immediately step in and protect your child, bro. Like, yeah, she got her the fuck out of there, but you should have got out of there the minute that she ran out the room telling you that she saw this motherfucker's dick on the fucking computer. You talk.
What do you think we're thinking now? What do you think we're thinking?
Yeah, now we're what the fuck? The thing that you did that you were worried about at the time, now everyone's definitely doing it. Oh, I was worried with the cops. Fuck you. You don't know the fucking cops.
I would love to know.
You were worried about what the cops thought.
Yeah, I would love to know where Brandy is today, because no one's really heard about that. We don't know if she's even still with us. the main thing
I thought
is
that's
she
where
wanted
that was going. I
contact.
thought her mom was going to say
I
yeah, and
thought
then
so too,
she
but-
killed herself,
Yeah.
because of it and whatever.
Yeah, I thought so too. I thought we were gonna get a conclusion on that, but we did not.
Now,
Yeah.
are y'all aware of? Because I mean, Jeanette McCurdy, she talked about her experience on iCarly. We heard Drake Bell's story. I didn't watch Zoe 101, so I don't know the girl's name. But the girl who played Zoe's best friend, are y'all
Alexa
aware of her story?
Nicholas. Alexa
Y'all aware of her
Nicholas.
story?
Yes, I did.
Okay, so she did an interview like a year or two ago about her experience on Zoe 101 because it was like more and more accusations on Dan Snyder just kept piling up. So she talked about her experience on Zoe 101. And although it doesn't sound like there was any like, inappropriate, behavior between kids and adults, like the way that, there's, it's been rumored about Amanda Bynes and what happened with Drake Bell. It sounds like there was a lot of like just abuse, like verbal abuse, mental abuse, specifically on her. She talked about how nobody on the set fucked with her. And I think like I guess Victoria Justice was on the show at one point.
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so she was on the show. She talked about how her and in the beginning when she was first put on the show, they were friends, but she had this weird beef with Britney Spears' little sister. Yeah, and how I guess every time these kids would just essentially bully her, she'd go to Dan Schneider, and Dan was just no better. You know what I mean? Like, and at the time she was just like a little girl. It was just fucked up story after fucked up story, man. Like,
there's definitely some like fucking like weird stuff that like made it to air and stuff like that, but like, it's all kind of in the
shit with the what you call it, the goo pop. That was crazy.
Yeah, that was wild.
That was crazy, bro.
Yeah, that was nuts. And there was one where it's like, she's like, these girls are like 13, 14, and she's like, this shirt makes me look chesty or something like that. It's like, bro, this is weird.
Oh, when they made her wear like the
why are we watching
that was
this?
wild too.
Yeah, I was like, why are we watching this shit? Like,
that was wild.
So like, it's just wild. It's a lot of shit. But also like, apparently like Britney Spears like literally screamed at her.
Oh yeah, there was that too. Britney
things.
Spears, yeah. But from what I understand, Britney like evidently like they patched shit up, and Britney after she found out that her sister wasn't shit, I guess came to homegirl and was like, yo, I'm sorry for everything.
Did y'all see Amanda Bynes came out like either yesterday or today and said something?
No,
I did not.
She said something along the lines of she declined an interview with the documentary because she did not feel like her experience matched what was being said on the thing. I don't know if I believe that. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't know. I do either.
I don't know.
That's fine. That's what she wants to put out to the world, and that's fine with me.
Right.
But I don't believe that for a fucking second. I really think
Yeah.
Amanda Bynes and Jamie Lynn Spears are more effective than anybody, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've heard things.
Yeah. So I honestly think those are probably the biggest victims besides Drake of Dan Snyder, because even Drake was defending Dan Snyder a little bit in the doc. I don't know if y'all noticed.
He said that when he was going through all that, the only person that seemed to
that's
like
the only person who was for him.
Yeah.
So I mean, I get that.
One of the things that Vicky brought up while we were watching it, and she made a very good point, is you would think, this is a company that is completely focused on children in one way or another, in their entertainment, the shows, whatever it is. You would think that a company that is completely focused only on children would understand that they are probably going to attract people who are pedophiles to try to work there.
Yeah.
Right. And you would think that they would do better background checks. But I said to her, what I feel like just in general, they're a corporation, and corporations don't give a fuck as long as you're making them money.
Nope.
They don't care until you stop making them money. So when the allegations come out and things like that, then it's different. Then they care. Then they want to put stuff in place.
They do the cleanup.
For that, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then one of the other things too is they showed like all, when they were talking about Brian Peck, they showed all the people who had written those letters, speaking on his behalf. And one of the things that I want to touch on, because as anybody who watches any content I've made or this podcast knows, I am a huge Boy Meets World fan. It is probably my favorite show of all time. And they showed that two of the people on there who wrote letters in support of Brian Peck were Ryder Strong and Will Friedle. And about a month ago, Will Friedle and Ryder Strong and Danielle Fishel, they have a podcast called Pod Meets World.
Yep.
Where they've been going over all of the episodes.
Exactly what you're about to say. Yeah.
And about a month ago, they decided to do a podcast on this subject. Where I guess Danielle Fishel really didn't have too much interaction with him because Brian Peck worked on Boy Meets World too.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah.
But Ryder and Will did, to the point where they again, just like Drake did, they considered him like a friend, a family member.
Mm-hmm.
So they specifically went into it. They actually had a therapist come on and like go through this and talk with them through it. And, they said that they realized over the years when, more stuff kept coming out and him getting arrested and put away and all that stuff, that he had been grooming them too. Just they hadn't realized it. And that things hadn't gotten as far with them as they did with other people. But they said the same thing that a lot of people said was, this is probably stupid of us, but we wrote those letters and we didn't know the extent of it.
Yeah.
Which Vicky was like, why the fuck would you write those letters? You don't know all of the details, but you're going to defend them. Like, I understand like trying to defend somebody you care about, but you should probably have all the details before you do that.
Yeah, as a person who has written one of those letters for somebody, I can attest that
Sure.
You can write those letters for many different reasons.
Right. Sure.
So also, like, what year was this? 2003, they said?
Yeah, how old were they when they wrote this?
Yeah, that's a big question
adults.
I have.
If they were still kids, I'm gonna give them some grace. But if they were adults when they did
Boy Meets World?
Yeah.
When was,
they were adults by then. Boy Meets World ran from like 93 to 99.
Too much grace because as an adult, there's some critical thinking skills that should apply.
Sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And so I mean, like, I can attest that there's a lot of like reasons as to why you would write a letter such as that. Not finding out all the details is a little, especially when you are who you are. I mean, you're on one of the, like, I really want to get into Boy Meets World, actually. Like, I see a lot of clips of Boy Meets World and Girl Meets World on TikTok a lot.
Oh, we can do that, brother. We can do a whole fucking episode on Boy Meets World. Believe me, I will talk about it.
I'm gonna sit that one out because I did not like Boy Meets World. I wanted to like it. I wanted to, because my sister was a die-hard Boy Meets World fan. I tried because like I just knew how popular it was. I just couldn't get into it.
Yeah, when you're an actor who's been on a show with such a popularity as that, like, you kind of have to like really look. I mean, even if it's selfish, look after your image.
Yeah.
And it just felt like a lot of these James Marsden, Taron Killam, those two guys, like they just didn't. They didn't look into it at all. If they're claiming they didn't know details, then you didn't protect yourself hard enough.
Right.
Honestly, because you didn't think this was going to come out. Like,
and you know what? I mean, I'm going to be honest, because I do believe them when they say, hey, I didn't know all this, because
that's fine.
I do believe them when they say that. But one of the points that we were making was, okay, you didn't know all the details, but you knew he did something, or else he wouldn't be here.
Right.
So why would you just go out of your way to just
what got me about that shit was a lot of those reports were saying shit like, well, I guess when they said that they knew enough to say some shit like how much did they know? Because one thing I saw that bugged me was when people were saying in those letters shit like, well, he must have been tempted. And it's like
that one.
Yeah.
That was
like what? Yeah. Bro, when we got to that and they said that, I was like, what the fuck do you mean? He is a fucking adult. You don't fucking get tempted by a kid. It's still a child. What the fuck do you mean? That doesn't make it okay.
That's what bugged me, was just seeing that it was a couple letters.
Yeah.
He was tempted. And I'm just like, that absolves him of all guilt because the child tempted him.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here.
Yeah, he's an adult. Like, he's the one who's supposed to to make the decision in that relationship, and he made the decision. Like,
even if that was the case, right? Not cool on the kid, but they're a fucking child, bro. Like, clearly their brains are not developed enough, right? So, like, there's still grace there. But as a grown adult, I'm not going with he was 10.
And I'm gonna be honest with you too. Like, what does that even mean? What do you even mean by that? By tempted? Do you think this kid? Yeah, these kids are going out there and being like, "Hey, guy who's in his late 40s, you want to suck my dick on this couch?"
I'm not
going
for that shit at all.
No, nobody's doing that.
Fuck.
Especially like
Tempted.
in a
What do you mean tempted?
non-internet era. Like there's no internet, there's no texting, there's not. It's just phone calls and in person back in those days. In
Yeah.
2003, like there's nothing a bunch of like. So yeah,
And it was just getting started, low key.
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's just like, yeah, bro, you weren't. It wasn't all that. Like
Yeah,
it
You
wasn't
think
all
these
what it
kids
could've
are
been.
going out there and provocatively dropping something and bending over in front of these 50-year-old
I'm not
adults?
going
Come
for
on, bro.
none of that, bro. Fuck
Getting
that.
tempted. Fuck out of here with that.
Yeah, I would love to like the four people I mentioned: James Marsden, Taron Killam, Ryder Strong, Will Friedle. I would love to see their exact letters to know, because like everybody else, like I don't really know who the fuck they are. I don't remember any other names besides those names.
I
Taron Killam
recommend,
really fucking
Nick,
hit me, bruh.
I would recommend you go and find that episode and listen to it. Because
I
it was a very good episode of them going over it.
I listened to the clip of it a little bit. I
Mhm.
listened to the clip. I didn't like watch the whole thing or anything, but I listened to a clip of it. And so I mean, I heard what they're saying.
I'll run to the bathroom real quick. Just give me 1 second.
No problem. I do believe them when they say they don't know all the details. I just would, prefer they would, try to find, more details on,
Right.
try to do your own homework besides, putting your image on the line essentially, because like
Right.
now everyone's kind of looking at them differently and canceling Boy Meets World and everything like that. So it's like, it's stuff like that that really kind of get you, really fucked up, I think.
Yeah.
I'm really I just hate being part of a fucking generation where all this shit is just, it's just like I can't even imagine what what kind of crazy shit went on with the Andy Griffith show.
Sure, right.
Like what
Yeah.
what happened with like my parents, my grandparents like shows where it's like, like does any of this stuff happen, or is this just
Right.
like this just happened when we were watching TV?
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I definitely
would
don't
like-
think
like-
that's the case.
and I would it's something going on shows like that, but also like I don't know, like it's just like it's just really hard to be a part of a generation that's like all of this shit is just ruined, like all of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I
all fucking gone.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Like it's, and I'm not a person, because I don't have kids or anything like that. So,
Mhm.
Honestly, when I'm gone, I don't really care what happens after. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right.
But at the same time, I do believe myself to be a very empathetic and compassionate person. And I
Mhm.
do care about other people and things like that. So
Right.
while it sucks, and I agree with you, Nick, it does suck for us to have all this shit just constantly ruined for us.
Mhm.
I also am happy to be a part of a generation that goes, yeah, we're not doing that anymore.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
absolutely.
We're
Yeah,
not
no.
letting this fly.
Yeah.
We're gonna call people out, and we're gonna make it better for people in the future.
Mhm.
On the having children tip too, it's like I'm fucking afraid to have kids if this
Yeah,
is what's
man.
going on.
Hell yeah.
Like I can't even imagine like fucking like putting your like kids into things is one thing, but like being exposed to certain
Yeah.
levels of this shit is just like wow. Like
Yeah, I mean, my wife and I, like, we don't want kids because we just don't want them. I mean, there's a lot of reasons that we don't, but we just don't want them. We don't
I hear
enjoy
you.
kids.
Yeah.
But I've always said that, if you're asking me for specific reasons too of why I want it, that's one of the fucking reasons. Like, why would I bring another fucking life into this shit? Like, I don't even want to be here, bro.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like,
exactly.
I
Yeah.
hate it here. Why am I
Yeah.
forcing somebody a
Yeah, I don't
life
wanna do that
into
to
this?
nobody.
Like, I don't want to do that.
I just see certain things where it's like I'd go to jail. Like I'd be
Yeah.
on a murder. I'd be on a murder.
No,
trial.
yeah, I
Like,
agree. That was the first thing that Vicky said
would-
about Drake's father and that guy.
Yeah.
She was
Oh,
like, he
dude.
should be allowed to kill him. Like, he
Yeah,
just
oh,
should
yeah.
be.
Yeah,
I got
dude, like,
nieces,
there's-
bro. I got nieces that I'm pretty close with.
Yeah.
We not even gonna play them games.
Right.
I know what time it is.
Mhm.
Hypothetically, should a situation like that rear its ugly head, you know what time it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a reason that, child abusers get their asses beat by other prisoners in prison.
Yeah.
There's a fucking reason. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do we want to talk about Dan Snyder's rebuttal?
Ugh.
Whatever piece of shit that was.
I don't even know what to say to that, bro. Like,
First of all,
first of all, he got interviewed by the smooth
Debo or whatever.
Mike Harley.
Whatever. Tebow was that his fucking
Yeah.
name?
Two-
Yeah, You like to dance for white men. That's what that is. I'm saying
bro,
that
was
now.
nasty.
That's what that is. I'm calling it right now. You dance for the white man.
You know that Daffy Duck
do.
meme?
Yep.
The one where he's doing the bro. That's all.
You know the Warner Brothers frog. Hello, my baby.
Oh yeah.
Hello,
Yep.
That's all I saw, bro.
Fuck
That shit was
you.
disgusting.
You're a piece of shit.
That shit
You're a
was
fucking
disgusting.
piece of shit.
I can't think. I can't. Anytime that Warner Brothers frog comes up, I can't think of anything but Dave Chappelle. I like fried chicken.
That shit was gross, bro. And the way he was talking to him in the interview, they are clearly friends.
Yeah, bro. Like
They're
that was
so
like
clearly friends.
You know what the other thing is too? Like they gave you $7 million, bro. Go away. Like he's sitting there talking about, oh, I'm coming back. I'm gonna make more. No, don't. Go away.
Stay away.
Go away.
Yeah,
you're done.
We don't want you. We don't want no parts of a Dan Schneider fucking creates.
No, ain't nobody watching that shit now.
No,
after this, you think our generation is going to watch this documentary and then be like, yeah, I'm gonna let my kids watch whatever he puts out from? No,
hell no.
Look out of here. Go away.
No Dan Schneider, nothing, bro. I don't care what network it's on. I don't give a shit.
I'm good on it, B.
Like, stay all that shit away from us, bro.
Yeah.
Tebow's a fucking clown.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything more on this?
I ain't got nothing else.
I think we got it.
All right. So I thought because we had a little time, we would play a little Drip or Drag because we haven't done it in a while.
In a minute.
All right, let's take a look. This is if you haven't seen this segment, this is where we take some merch from the two big companies and we put them up and we say whether they're drip or drag, and most of the time they are drag. But we're gonna see here. Let's take a look.
Ooh.
This is the Brody King shirt, and on the bottom it says, "If you can hear the bark, it's too late."
Okay.
If you took that off, I say this is drip. But that little it's kind of corny to me.
You don't like the Drake reference?
Nah, that don't bother me.
I mean, I still wear it.
Yeah, I still wear it.
But yeah, I think it would be better without that. If it just said Brody King and then the design.
Maybe if it was just honestly, for real, it don't bother me. I think it would be like a.
You're gonna say what I was thinking too.
Golden 10 if it was just the face.
Yep, I agree. Take all the writing off, all the letters, all the words. Yep.
Yeah,
I agree.
I don't like the font.
That'd be so cold.
Yep.
But I'll still wear it. So I'm gonna say it's drip.
You take all of that, all the writing and shit off, it looks like a death metal band shirt or something like that. So yeah. So then what are we saying here? I mean, I guess if I gotta choose, I'm going with drip.
Yeah, because I mean we both said that we would still wear it. So I'm gonna call it a drip.
Yeah, I'll say drip on that.
Okay.
Yeah. Take the font off though. Oh,
the drip. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I would want it in white though.
Those 90s bootleg shirts. Come on, bro.
I like so I it's a drip, but for like when people do like the 90s bootleg style, I prefer the shirt to be white. I think white just goes a little bit better. But this is a drip.
You guys are gonna hate me, but I wish it was done a little better.
Okay. I mean it's not perfect.
The text looks more like early PowerPoint clip art text to me, where it doesn't look like the 90s. I can see what they were going for, but
I agree with you. Yeah, we got what they were going for, but they put a little bit of AEW spin on it, and I would still wear it.
No, I'm good. That's a drag for me.
Yeah, okay.
I wish there was a border around everything.
Border would be good.
Would make it look a little more uniform, but like I would rock this. I would just want it to be white.
Also, when I think of those, I think like 3 or 4 different colors. There's a lot of colors going on here, and I really like
the yellow and blue. I think it needs to be consistent.
Yeah, like if it was like a yellow, like kind of ombre into a blue or something like that. Like if it was just it's just a lot of colors for me.
Yo, you know what would have been funny if after the death match they had released a Swerve shirt that was a white T-shirt, but it was Hangman's face on it, but it was airbrushed instead of RIP.
Oh,
bro, come on, come on.
That'd be nuts.
Gone but not forgotten.
Put him in the clouds with some angel wings. Do the whole 9. Oof.
This Bailey?
So the it's Bailey, and then
What
the
is
writing.
ITYS?
It's ITYS. It stands for I told you so, and I didn't know until I saw this shirt and I read the description that they put this on the shirt because Bailey had that shaved into her head during the Royal Rumble.
She did.
Yeah,
I missed that.
well, I think so. She has like an undercut, and she, like when her hair was a lot shorter, she would shave designs in it all the time. So I think she still has one, but her hair's just long now, so we don't see it.
Like the tie-dye. But that I told you so shit's kind of throwing it off for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, if it was just that Bailey logo on the tie-dye, it'd be fire.
Yeah. Or again,
I would want the
take
logo.
All the letters off. I'd be cool with it.
Yeah.
If it was just tie-dye in Bailey's face like that, I'd be down.
Damn, man. The face is, I think I'm okay with the face. Just that I told you show shit is just really that's what fucks it up, man. It's like a close but no cigar type deal. So
yeah. I'm gonna say drag. It's too much.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I don't think I'd wear it. It's too much right now.
Too busy. Too busy because the tie dye alone already makes it busy, but it's tie dye, so it's supposed to be like that,
right?
But all this extra shit, like I don't even mind the Bailey like logo and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like that looks like that's the back of the shirt. I'm even cool with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But just the front, it's too much going on.
Yeah. That's a drag.
It's a classic case of doing too much. Oh my god.
Whose is this? It's not Cody. Don't tell me it's Cody. Oh
no, it's just the WrestleMania shirt.
Oh, I saw the stars and just equated it to Punk.
Just the WrestleMania shirt.
I think I put this in there.
You did.
It's a jersey or a shirt?
It's a jersey.
It's a jersey.
It's fucking awful.
Yeah, it's that color.
Fucking puke brown.
That pea yellow. It looks like somebody pissed on it. Like it just looks like it's stained.
Yeah, it looks like it used to be a different color.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's bad. They have some really cool like Philadelphia Eagle looking ones for WrestleMania. But this is not it. I don't know what this
football
is.
Jersey?
I think it's supposed to be that, but it's really not. It's not.
Nah.
Like I don't even want to know what fucking fabric.
It look a little too patriotic for me, but like,
yeah.
Like
I don't think of WrestleMania. I don't think of anything this is related to when I look at this thing. This is just awful looking.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah. It's a no for me.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, that's a no from us. A lot of drag on that one. All right, that was it. Only had those 4.
That was nice.
So, the only other thing that we have planned, we might wrap this up a little early tonight, boys. Only other thing that we have planned right now, because we're still going to the plan right now for you guys watching. We are going to be off for the next 2 weeks. This Sunday, I'm going to be at a WWE house show, so we won't be able to do it. And then the Sunday after that, I'm going to be at WrestleMania, so we're not going to be doing this. So the plan,
big moves.
Yeah, I'm trying. The plan is to do our WrestleMania predictions on another day, right? Or should we do them at this point? From what I have read, WWE is only planning about 3 more matches.
I heard that too.
So
we can do them then if y'all want.
Should we do them now, or do you guys want to pop on another day and see if something happens? Because we've only got, we
got 40 minutes. We could do it.
Yeah,
we can do it.
All right.
Because we'll knock out MadDrip in a second. So.
Yeah, we can do it.
Oh yeah,
we can do it now. Yeah, let's fucking do it.
All right, then we're doing our WrestleMania predictions. God damn it, 2 weeks away, but we're doing it because most of the matches are already announced. Let me ask you guys something. Before we get into the predictions, do you see any other matches being made? Like, is anything popping off the screen to you? Like, oh yeah, okay, I see. I think they're going to do that.
I think they might do some sort of like another like from the tag team tournament. They might do some sort of like grudge match from that. Other than that, I'm not really sure. I feel like there is. I'm just not thinking of it right now. Maybe Candice and Maxine or something.
Okay.
I mean, that's brewing. I don't know if they're going to do that in time for something like that, but they got 2 weeks, so maybe that could be something. Maybe like that's like one of the things that's like they just kind of throw that in the middle. Yeah. I don't know if I want to see that on WrestleMania, but they could do it.
I think we're pretty obviously, and this hasn't been announced officially, but we're pretty sure that we're getting Naomi and Bianca against the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that we just call that because pretty sure that that's happening. I also think that we could.
I'm fucking with the storyline and where it's
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, I like it too.
It came together quickly, but I'm okay with it.
I like it.
I also kind of think that we might see Lashley and the Street Profits against the Final Testament, a 3-on-3 tag match.
You don't think the Profits are going to make it to that thing?
Nah, I think that the Final Testament's probably going to cost them it. That's what I'm thinking.
Oh, I've seen some things about that.
Yeah.
I forgot they got beef with them right now.
Yeah. And then I was also thinking, well, somebody said this on social media, and I think that it's a great idea. What if we get Dom versus Ray 2, mask versus hair?
Ooh.
With those stakes, I'm willing to see it.
You got to take the mask off or shave.
With those stakes, I'm willing to see
Ray
it.
loses, he takes his mask off. If Dom loses, then Ray shaves his head.
I'm going to write all these down just to, versus just.
You think anything's happening, Con? That we haven't mentioned?
Nah, bro. I think you kind of I think you hit the nail on the head because I couldn't come up with nothing. Yeah. The Dom versus Ray thing, I was not looking forward to seeing that again. But if they do like stakes like that, yeah,
right, a stipulation.
Yeah. I think they definitely had to raise the stakes on that one.
Yeah.
We know Nick will be down because
stipulation slut, baby.
He's a stip slut.
Stipulation Stanley over here.
I definitely fucking need them to, like, if they're just gonna do that again, I need them to do something else. Like,
you don't run it back, man.
Because also, like, we're just now kind of ruining it. Like, they just did that last night,
right? Yeah.
So like, I definitely have to, like, add something to it.
I definitely did not see that happening. Like, I was like, okay, we're done with the Dom and Ray storyline for a while. I'm sure it'll come up again down the road, but I didn't think it was happening already. I assumed we were probably going to get Legado del Fantasma versus LWO in a tag match on Mania, but now it's kind of more looking like, I mean, I guess you could still do that because you could still do Joaquin and Del Toro and Carlito versus Legado, but it seems like Ray should be the one in there.
Just them. I don't know if I want to see just them.
Right.
To be honest, I don't need to see. Like, if you're not gonna put Ray and Santos in that fight, forget it. I don't know.
Right.
Like, unfortunately, like, I don't like.
Yeah.
LWO, in my opinion, if Ray's not there and Santos wasn't there, like, Santos is gone now.
Yeah,
it's not even a thing for me. Even with Zelina sitting there, I don't like. It's not.
Yeah,
like,
they have not.
That's a wrap.
They have not done a good job at all defining who Del Toro and Wild are. They're just kind of there. They're just random guys in a group. They're the Horace Hogan of the NWO. You know what I'm saying? Con got it. Con knows what I'm saying.
I immediately got that.
All right, so let's assume that we're getting Kabuki Warriors and Naomi and Belair. Where are you guys with your prediction there?
Kabuki.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Bianca and Naomi.
Tell me why.
Because I think that all of Damage Control will lose their titles at WrestleMania.
Ooh.
Kind of be their downfall here.
Well, I got no argument on that, so it could happen. Shit. It just looks to me like the reason why I say Kabuki is it looks like Bianca. This whole thing with she's clearly not over, all the stuff that that Damage Control has done to her. Mm-hmm. Naomi constantly trying to be the voice of reason and trying to get her to understand, like, hey, bro, like, it sucks what happened, but you gotta let that go. Mm-hmm. Not to be the Bianca's gonna turn the heel, motherfucker, but like, it just seems like Bianca's getting increasingly frustrated with Naomi for not seeing it her way. And I could totally see a scenario where Bianca just says, you know what, fuck you. I'm looking out for me now because wasn't nobody looking out for me when I needed them. Yeah. So it looks like it's going that route.
Could definitely end up being, because I mean, we're talking about it. So, as far as I'm concerned, Bayley's walking out women's champion. Could end up being that, and Bianca, is her first challenger for it after.
That's true too. Yeah. I can also see like Bianca and Naomi ending up at SummerSlam or something.
Sure.
Like that could easily be, like the kind of the next step for both of them.
Yeah.
But Bianca being heel, which would be awesome because she hasn't been healed this entire time.
She's and the thing is like, she was definitely a heel in NXT and she's a good heel.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting for. I want to see it because I've not been able to see it since she's been on the main roster. So I'm also saying Kabuki Warriors for that exact reason, because I think Bianca's gonna get annoyed with Naomi and it's gonna lead to them having some type of feud. and it could also lead to Bianca, going after Bailey because of revenge. So either of those things could be happening. I'm not really sure, but I think Kabuki will probably take it just because they're the more solid team, and Naomi and Bianca are just gonna be doing it just to do it, in my opinion. So here we are.
Okay.
Final Testament, Street Profits.
All right. So, well, I'm not. I don't know if we're calling that. Like, we'll just call that in our chat because I don't know that those are happening.
Okay.
You know, I feel like we know that Bianca, Naomi, and Kabuki Warriors is where it's going.
Yeah,
so,
we'll see.
Yeah, well, those other hypothetical ones, we'll just call that when we.
Yeah.
All right.
So since we're talking about it, I mean, let's just get this one out of the way. I already said Bailey. That's where I think this is going.
Yeah.
Bailey's finally going to get her WrestleMania moment because every other one of the 4 horsewomen has. So this is finally going to be hers.
Of course. Yeah.
That's true.
No objections there. I'm just gonna echo everything you said. I agree too.
Yeah, it is Bailey's time. Io has been.
And I want Bailey to win.
Yeah. And also, like, I think Damage Control without Bailey is just kind of, I'm good. Like,
right.
They got the titles right now, and that's cool. But like, that's gonna end here very shortly, and that crew's just gonna be nothing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know what Dakota. I want to see what Dakota Kai does because I'm very interested in her for some reason. But I don't think she really even fits with them anymore.
No,
to be honest.
No. I really think they should have changed the name too. They should have gone away from Damage Control.
I agree.
They should have been some, that was Bailey's baby. That's not what this is anymore.
Yeah.
This is our new name, But
yeah, I would like to see something like that. But
yeah,
I mean, Judgment Day is still Judgment Day, even though Edge isn't there. So
right, true.
So I mean, we're still. Ooh. I have no idea.
I mean, I'm already disappointed that this is the match. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no reason that LA Knight isn't wrestling for a title at this fucking pay-per-view, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm with that too.
Yeah, but I'm calling LA Knight. I mean, if they have him lose at WrestleMania, like, then it's almost like, are you trying to fucking kill his push? Because he's already gotten pushed down a little bit in the last couple weeks. Like, are you really? There's no reason for AJ to win this. There's just not.
At all.
Were you guys confused when it was like LA getting arrested? I didn't really understand that whole angle. It didn't really feel
because he went into AJ's house and attacked him on his property.
The whole angle, I don't understand. Like, it doesn't.
AJ's whole thing, and it annoys me because he keeps fucking saying it, is I hate the way he puts it, but I guess like what was he like? He had this thing with Roman, and LA stepped over him to get to Roman, and AJ's just never let that go. Like, just never. The way he likes to describe it is, you stepped over my dead body. It's like, that's okay.
Yeah. And then AJ attacked him when he came back, when we all thought he was coming out to save him and Orton.
Yeah.
Instead he went after LA.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's not a great storyline.
It's just
I really loved that segment though.
It was a cool segment. It just part of the storyline, it didn't really fit for me. I just was like, we kind of like did this where we could have done it somewhere else, I don't know. It just felt weird.
No, I agree. It hasn't been developed well. It's also hard because AJ is so cold right now, after being injured, and even before that, he really wasn't doing anything interesting for a pretty long time. So it's just a match, and as far as I'm concerned, LA deserves better after the way that he got over than an opening match with a cold AJ Styles.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I did love that segment. I love that Triple H is doing that. He's taking us out of the arena. He's giving it some realism again. Not everything happens just in the WWE arena in the universe, like Vince wanted it. I really love that he's doing that kind of stuff. So
yeah. It was beautifully shot too.
Very reminiscent of when he broke into Randy Orton's house and beat his ass. It was very
yeah. I remember fucking Pillman breaking in, or Stone Cold breaking into Pillman.
Oh my god! Oh my god! My dad made me leave the room.
Let me ask you something, Con. Completely off, but we're talking about that. Do you think that was too far?
Looking back at it, for me, yeah, okay, that was fucking crazy, bro.
See, because I disagree.
Listen, I'm not gonna argue. I just want to hear why.
Here's why I disagree. If we are all I've said this before. Wrestling is very weird. It's a very weird art form. It's too real to be a real, or it's too real to just be entertainment, but too fake to be considered a sport, right? But for the most part, we're all agreeing that this is entertainment, right?
Yeah.
If this is entertainment, why is it held to a different standard than anything else? If somebody pulled a gun on SVU, nobody would say anything. But because it was wrestling, which is a little too real, it was too far.
So he put a gun on him?
It's not, bro.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah.
bro,
Stone Cold broke into Brian Pillman's house in 1997. Brian Pillman had a broken leg, and Brian Pillman pulled a gun on him, and then the camera went out, and all we heard was a gunshot.
Dog.
Yeah, we didn't know what happened until the next week.
I was like, whoa, bro. I just wasn't ready for that. Oh, that was wild, dude. My boy Gabe, shouts out to Gabe. He knows I'm a wrestling fan too. He's a guy that shoots videos for me whenever I'm back in town. But he sent me a wrestling clip. It was something in Japan, bro. Like, and he sent it with no context. It was like it was
Was
like
it the dude pulling the gun in the match?
Yo, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, I've seen that clip.
Crazy. Oh man.
Yeah.
No, that was wild one because I agree with everything you said, dog. I'm 100%. I still wasn't ready to see a gun, bro. I just wasn't ready for that.
Right.
I was like, holy hell.
Because I still remember that shit, man.
My dad made me leave.
I thought it was good TV. That was good shit, pal.
That shit was crazy. My dad, because it came on, I was watching with my dad. He was like, go upstairs. Go upstairs. I was like, holy shit. I was asking too. I was like, Dad, did he shoot him? And he wouldn't tell me.
We don't know.
About it. He wouldn't talk.
We gotta wait till next week. He might be dead right now, bro.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that and send that to you, Nick, because it is a wild segment.
Oh my god,
it is a wild segment.
You want to talk about anxiety, bro?
Yeah.
And Pillman's crazy, bro. Like, he was crazy. I'm like, yo, he for real might pop him.
Yeah. Yeah. He pulled that gun before Stone Cold even came in the house.
Damn.
He was like, if he comes here, he's gonna be introduced to my 9, and he just fucking pulls his gun out, and just at that moment, Stone Cold breaks the glass.
It was that close up of Pillman's face, and you know Pillman got that wide. He got them crazy facial expressions. Yeah. That camera was too close to the gun, dog. It was just too close. That shit was scary. That shit was scary.
All right, let's get back to this.
Yeah. Ooh.
Another match that I really don't think should be happening right now, but whatever.
Whoa, really?
Why? Yeah, tell me why.
So again, I just feel that Jay in the past, couple months, 3 to 4 months, he has really done a lot of work that got him away from the Bloodline storyline.
Exactly.
I mean, he at a point like he just wasn't referencing them at all. He was just doing his own thing. The Bloodline were doing their own thing. They had already moved away from each other. And I feel like Jay did a lot of work in establishing himself as one of the top mid-carders. He had really, really gotten over in a way that I didn't think that he would, be honest with you. And I really feel like he should have been the one to go against Gunther and win the Intercontinental title. That's just my opinion. My opinion on this is this just came out of nowhere again. Just all of a sudden, Jimmy decided, hey, I'm going to start interfering in your matches, and we're going back to a storyline that, as far as I'm concerned, was pretty much completely dead.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm cool. I'm very happy with Sammy versus Gunther, but I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I agree with that a little bit. I definitely think the out of the blue-ness of it was a lot. Like, it kind of just randomly happened. I think it's gonna be an incredible match. It might be one of the matches of the night, honestly, if we're really looking at it. I think this kind of makes more sense to kind of the overarching story
of the Bloodline.
Well, with Cody and the Bloodline too. I mean, I think because Jay popped out and helped Cody last night or 2 nights ago. So like I think it works with the kind of the overarching story.
Sure.
This also being the fact that Jimmy's promo actually like kind of hit me a little bit. Like when he was just like, "Yo, you went and won the tag titles without me." Like when he said that, I was like, yeah, you were on some bullshit, but yeah, that happened. Like that hurt me a little bit to hear that. So like that promo alone, like, kind of got me, like, kind of invested in this because, like, there's a lot of grudges here. And I'm still not over the fact that Jimmy's just back with the bloodline for no reason. I'm still not over that shit.
Yeah.
Like, that shit doesn't make any sense to me still. So I think it works for the overarching story. I do agree that he kind of separated himself a little bit. I'm not sure if he really got to the point where he should be taking Gunther, but maybe that's kind of part of why they did this instead of that. But yeah, I don't know. I need some fire.
That Jimmy shit not explaining the bloodline too. That still annoys me too. Not only for that reason, but when they just had a promo with each other just this week, Jimmy literally said, "I was the first one to leave. You just followed me." Okay, and you're still not saying why you were back.
Yeah, that blew me when you said that because I said the same shit. It was like, yeah, but then you came back and didn't explain why you were back.
Right. Yeah. So I don't understand.
There's definitely a disconnect with me in this match because for a lot of the reasons that Hambo said was just like Jay, because in the beginning when Jay first got the solo run, I remember we all sat here and I think we talked about it. I remember being like, bro, I can't picture this motherfucker being like a main eventer. I just can't. They can call him in.
Yeah, no, you did.
I'm not seeing it. Now I totally see it. Like he spun me. So to see him kind of double back to this bloodline shit, although you did make some good points about that, Nick, I'm just like, I'm with him. I was like, if anything, because I'm in the demographic of people that believe that Jay or Sammy should be the ones to take the belt off of Gunther. Like I was kind of accepting that it was going to be Jay, and now here we are. Which is fine, but like again, there's a disconnect. Like it's probably going to be a banger match, but there's still a disconnect with me because it's like, bro, we don't even know why you're back, Jimmy. I don't even know why you're back, and y'all just never talked about it.
My biggest thing with this too is that like if this is the conclusion of the bloodline story, which you could kind of argue that if it happens the way it's supposed to happen, and Rock and Roman fight at next year's WrestleMania, that is kind of still the bloodline story kind of tipping over to next year. Mm-hmm. But that's a whole different like chapter and a whole different like version of the story we've been seeing.
Mm-hmm.
If this is the conclusion of Roman's story as WWE Universal Champion, Jay not being part of it at all really doesn't. Honestly, like Sammy not really being part of it right now is kind of weird because I feel like with this story being so big, I feel like you kind of bring all characters back and give it one final hurrah. And I still have a theory that Sammy's going to insert himself into that final match with Cody and like he's going to help Cody and things like I'm still on my Avengers theory that that's what's happening. But it would be weird if Jay wasn't doing something along the lines of this with his entire family being right over there, concluding the story, and Jay's just kind of doing his own thing over there. Even if it is getting the title or whatever it is, I think it would still be kind of weird. So I'm picking Jay to win. I don't know about y'all, but I'm definitely picking Jay to win. Makes really no sense for Jimmy to win, especially if all the things we think are going to happen on Sunday night are going to happen. I definitely got Jay.
I got Jay.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be very, very surprised if Jimmy won this.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked.
Yeah,
I'd be shocked.
Me fucking too. Yeah, me fucking too.
All right. Speaking of, so I think one way or the other, Gunther's walking out without this title, but I do think that there is a chance that somehow Gable gets added to this match.
Ooh, okay.
And if he does, I would say that I see him or Sammy pinning each other so that Gunther loses the title, but he doesn't actually lose, and then he can move on to the world title. But if we're just talking about this, I mean, I do still say that, Sammy's walking out with it. This is the end for Gunther so that he can move on to bigger things.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. So you're saying Sammy then?
Yep. Yeah. Still hate this though because Sammy should be in the world heavyweight title picture, but whatever.
Yeah. I agree too.
I don't know if I'm all the way convinced that Sammy's beating Gunther here. To be honest, and I don't really agree that like Sammy can't be that guy. I just don't think right now he is that guy. You know what I mean? Like it's just not like he's just kind of not been. In my opinion, he really hasn't been doing a whole lot. Like him winning this whole tournament thing was like the most he's done since leaving Bloodline.
Yeah.
Since having the tag titles. Like, you know, so for him to just because Gunther's reign has to end, it just automatically goes to Sami Zayn. I don't know if I'm believing that all the way.
And I mean, that's why I'm not buying into it either. And that's why I feel like he should have been in the world heavyweight title picture, because what was he doing up until this thing happened? All he was doing was going, I'm going to become world heavyweight champion. I'm going to show you all that I'm world heavyweight champion material. That's all he was saying every single week. Every single week, he's going out there and he's going after Drew McIntyre, calling him a liar and all this, you know, like it only made sense that he somehow got into the world heavyweight championship picture, because that's all he was focused on. But all of a sudden, one week he goes, well, I can't do that, so I'll take whatever comes my way. Like,
could you see a scenario where Sammy loses here, Drew McIntyre wins, and then Sammy becomes Drew McIntyre's first opponent and beats Drew McIntyre for it? I think it'd be
hard to do that with, you know, why does Sammy get to get inserted into the world heavyweight title picture when he just lost?
After you just lost.
Yeah, the mid card, feud.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'm saying Gunther just because Chad Gable or Sami Zayn doesn't make any sense to me, really. I mean, I don't understand the Chad Gable hype train. And like, I understand it, like, you know, what I really don't understand at all, really. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of like thing between them two or something, but like, that doesn't mean he should be Intercontinental Champion. Like, I think Chad Gable, Alpha Academy, that's a goofy comedy role in WWE, and I don't think.
Yeah, but I think that's where your disconnect is coming from with that, though, Nick, because I think, you know, you're asking why, and it's because I think people look at Chad Gable very much like they looked at Kurt Angle. Like, he's an amazing in-ring wrestler, but he also has very good comedic timing, and he's also very entertaining. But he's not getting used the way that Kurt Angle did. He's getting used almost exclusively as a comedy act, when we all know that he's like, he's a legit like Olympian. Like, he can fuck some people up, you know what I mean? So I think that's what it is that people wanted it because they want to see that push for him.
Yeah. I'm kind of with Nick on that was kind of my thing with Gable, was like, I saw, because, you know, I didn't know that people weren't happy about it being Sammy over Gable, but like, that's kind of how I felt about Nick, where it's, and me, this is coming from somebody who was a massive fan of American Alpha. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
we know Gable can cook, but for everything you said, Hambone, it's just like, much like Kurt Angle, like Kurt was very, and we know, you, of course, you know this, Kurt was very good at being like the comedic relief, but
flipping switches,
just like that, bro. He can be serious, and I know Gable has that in him. But because, me personally, I'm not really rocking with like Tozawa and Maxine being an Alpha Academy. To me, that just kind of made me care about them less. I kind of would. I feel like for me, if Gable got away from that, you know what I mean? Otis can still stick around, but like, just this whole Alpha Academy shtick is just, it's not, I'm not seeing the vision when he's hanging around them. And that's kind of how I feel about it. If I mean, like you said, if they booked him in much more serious like situations, I could see it. But I guess just because of what they got him doing right now, it's hard for me to picture that shit.
Yeah. I'm all for seeing potential in somebody. Like, and that's. I mean, I'm sure even if you've seen it, I haven't personally seen it. Ever since I've seen Chad Gable, it's been a comedy act. So if he has that side of him, that's great. I just haven't seen it, and it hasn't been shown recently.
Right.
So, and if you're gonna be going for the Intercontinental title as a serious contender, you kind of have to drop that, and you have to kind of be booked that way. Now, that's probably
going against the longest reigning Intercontinental champion.
Yeah,
and like, it's gotta be somebody. I'm rooting for Gable, but like, you going against this history making motherfucker right here. That goofy shit, you got to leave that alone in this situation.
Yeah. I'm more inclined to believe that Damian Priest catches in on him, and I know people are really weird about him catching in on mid card, but I'm more inclined to believe that theory than Sami Zayn or Chad Gable beating Gunther right now. Honestly,
are you saying that like that's more believable to you?
Yes,
Okay.
I could. Well, I could literally come Saturday or Sunday. I could see that happening. Absolutely. Because I have another theory about Damian Priest that we could talk about later. But as of right now, that's where I'm at.
I got you.
Con, who are you saying here?
I'm gonna say Sammy.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Sammy.
You said Gunter, right, Nick?
I said Gunther. Yes. So.
Okay.
Woonts.
This is easy.
Yep. I
We should all
feel
want
like
some
it's
of this.
easy,
Who
but
do y'all
whatever.
want to win, and who do y'all think is winning?
I want Rhea to win, and I think Rhea's winning.
Yeah, I do too, but I also do have that in my head. Like I could see them going Becky, but I think it'd just be a bad decision. Like Rhea is so fucking over
I
right
can
now.
see them going Becky, especially with how the way they're booking her right now, bro. I don't want it to be Becky.
Yeah.
Becky is plain white rice to me, bro. Like that's
Mhm.
she's plain white rice to me. Like you said, Rhea got all the juice right now. Like ain't nobody fucking with her. And I mean, even here, bro. Like even here, the way the way they're pushing her, obviously they try to make her like the perseverance superwoman baby face. Even on paper, bro, like I just can't picture her beat. Well, I guess I can now. I can see WWE rocking with her, but if like you put this on paper, I just think that Rhea washes the dog shit out of Becky. I really do.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna wipe the fucking floor with her.
I think this is nothing but Rhea Ripley beating one of the faces of the company to even more solidify herself as one of the top dogs.
I really hope so.
I really think that's
I
it.
agree.
The only way I could think that Becky winning this right now seems like a Vince thing to do.
Sure.
And I definitely don't think that's what's happening here. I really don't. I really have a lot of faith in that they're gonna make the right decision here because Rhea is the hot hand. Like that is what this is here. Becky Lynch, like Con says, I love Becky Lynch. I've always been a Becky Lynch fan, but like she's nothing right now. She's doing nothing right now.
Question for y'all. First of all, do y'all think this is Rhea's peak?
No.
Y'all don't think
Hell no.
Okay.
How old is she?
She's 27.
Yeah, bro. No.
Not only that, I just think that we haven't even seen Rhea at this level without being attached to Judgment Day.
Facts. Okay.
So I think we got to see that first before we even go, oh, she's at her peak. I don't think we can say that yet.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I'm not mad at that.
Wait for there's people that are going to be like on the main roster that she's going to like fight that like we don't even know about right now. Like not even NXT right now. That's like that far ahead. I'm thinking like people that aren't even in NXT right now are going to be on this main roster, and she's going to be fighting them and being the Becky Lynch that Becky Lynch is being right now. Yeah. I mean, I genuinely believe that Rhea Ripley is going to be here for quite a long time. We'll probably see a couple different character changes. She's probably going to win this title at least 6 more times.
Do y'all think, and maybe this is an unfair question, do y'all think that this Rhea Ripley run that we've been seeing like the past 2 years, do y'all think this is bigger, although it's not her peak? Do y'all think that this Rhea Ripley run that we've been seeing is bigger than Becky Lynch at her peak?
Ooh,
I'm going to say no.
Yeah, I want to say that just because Becky was Becky 2 belts. Becky was the man.
That is true. I forgot that is true.
Becky's such a solid like. The reason we think Becky could even win this right now is because of who Becky Lynch used to be. Right. Rhea's definitely not there at all. This is her first main roster title run, like at all.
Yeah.
So
wait, no. I thought she won
yeah, she had the women's tag.
Thank you. Well, no, not the women's tag, but like
she had the SmackDown Women's Championship, but then they just traded it when she got traded.
This is the same run.
Yeah, this is the same run. They just traded the belts.
Yeah, this is
I thought she won the Raw one like a couple years ago too. Am I tripping?
Oh no, you're right. She did. You're right.
Okay,
she did.
Okay, so this is her second one, but still, this is not like Becky's held it so much more times, and so it's like I think the short answer is no. I don't think she's done that yet. I think she's definitely on her way to. She could even be bigger than Becky Lynch is right now. Honestly, I mean, she could do it. I don't know.
I think that's going to be difficult because we're talking about comparing Rhea to the woman who literally, as far as I'm concerned, is the reason that women got to main event WrestleMania for the first time.
That is true.
Don't sit there and tell me it was Ronda Rousey. Charlotte wasn't doing it. She was just inserted in there because she's WWE's golden girl.
Yeah.
That happened because of how ridiculously over Becky Lynch was. Becky Lynch was the most popular wrestler, not most popular women's wrestler, the most popular wrestler on the roster at the time. It's really hard to compare Rhea to somebody who, as far as I'm concerned, she made history doing that.
She was hot when she was hot. She was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. All right. I'm rolling.
Con, who you got?
I'm rocking with Rhea.
Yeah. Hamblin, you're there too, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. That Becky winning seems like a Vince move, and I just think we're past that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I can't call this one. I mean, I'll try, but. Yeah.
You know what's really funny? I think Logan's going to retain.
I kind of do too.
I'm leaning towards that. I'm leaning towards him retaining. Now, on paper, I mean, to me, this match looks kind of meh, but at the same time, I be having Randy Orton and Kevin Owens. I don't have Logan Paul fucked up, but I be having KO and Randy fucked up, and I know this is going to cook.
Yeah, no, this is going to be fire.
So here's what I'm hoping happens. I see Logan winning the match, walking out still champion. He's going to do it because Orton and KO are going to have some moment in the match where one of them accidentally hits the other, some shit like that, and they're going to turn on each other, right? And It's going to be something like, Randy gives KO the RKO, and Logan slides in, pushes him out, and he just takes the pin, right? That's what I see happening. And then I see afterwards, after WrestleMania, we see Orton and KO feud while hopefully fucking LA Knight gets pushed in to be Logan Paul's opponent.
Okay.
We'll see.
For real.
Yeah.
Connie
So
saying who?
Unanimously, I think we're all saying that Logan's going to retain.
Yeah, bro.
Didn't think I'd be saying that, but
what's more solid than beating KO and Randy at fucking WrestleMania?
I mean, same match, the same night. Yeah.
That's
with your fucking logo on the mat.
Yeah.
Logo, bro. That's gonna be nuts. Yeah, bro. Ain't nobody tell me shit if I'm Logan Paul right now.
Yeah.
He putting his nuts on the table right now.
Yeah, oh boy.
Well, wait, hold on. We should really talk about the other one first because we're talking night one here. So let's go to that first.
My beat.
Oh, I can already tell you.
Yeah.
There's so many things that could happen in this match, right?
A lot.
Really?
A lot of shit.
I could really see it going either way, but I'm going to say that I think Rock and Roman win this. I think the whole point of this is they're going to give Seth and especially Cody even more adversity for night 2 for when he does actually win.
Right.
Yeah.
That bloodline rule shit, they talk about it too much. We don't know what the fuck that is, even though they've broken it down to us.
It's just no DQ.
Yeah, sure. But like even then, like you said, they want to stack these odds. You know what I mean? Whether Cody wins or loses the night that he faces Roman for this belt, they're gonna stack odds on top of odds on top of odds to make it damn near impossible for this man to finish the story. I think. I mean, I'm gonna wait till we get to just the Cody and Roman shit for me to say some predictions. But to make a long story less long, I think I got Rock and Roman beating Seth and Cody in that one.
I think that there's a good chance that Drew McIntyre actually costs Cody and Seth the match. I think that he comes out, he's made it very clear that I'm past the bloodline shit. All I'm concerned about is me now in this title. And Seth, you need to be concerned about me and that title, not the bloodline anymore. So I think he's going to come out and somehow cost them.
I also think Damien's catching in on Seth there.
Well, I think that's going to happen next night.
I think it's going to happen right here.
Yeah.
Because I think.
Yeah, I don't see a match at night 2 with Damien and Drew. That's not
I could totally see
main
that.
event match yet.
Two heels against each other, like at WrestleMania. If we're keeping it super.
Not only that, just Damien's not on that level yet, in my opinion.
I don't think so either.
I think he can be. I think he can become world champion and be on that level, but I don't think that he's on that level to be main
He's just been
eventing
doing
at
so much
WrestleMania.
tag team shit the past year. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I can see him doing it yet. I do see him doing it. I don't think Mania is the place that he does it.
Sure. So who are you saying here, Nick?
I'm saying Rock Roman. I think we're definitely getting Bloodline. There's no way Bloodline's getting banned from ringside. None of that shit's going down, bro.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so then. All right, so let's get into that more.
That's for sure.
So I do think that Damien's cashing in here. I think that we're going to get Drew is going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that Damien cashes in and beats Drew. And I think that we get Drew and Damien after this, because I think with taking out I'm assuming that Seth is probably going to take some time off, even though he's cleared. I'm assuming he's going to take some time off.
He's got to. He's got to.
So yeah. I kind of think that Drew might turn face through this, and then it might end up being Drew versus the Judgment Day after this. We already know that Drew has some history with the Judgment Day, so I could kind of see him being the catalyst to get them broken up after Damien cashes in and beats him.
I kind of think slightly opposite of what happens there. I think Seth actually wins here. But then Seth is just so broken down that Damien cashes in on him. I think Damien's cashing in on him one way or another.
Damien's showing up. He's showing up with that briefcase.
He's showing the fuck up, bro. There's no way. Whatever day the tag match, the ladder tag match is, it's the other day. It's the other day. Whatever, he's showing up on the other day.
Right.
That's what I think's happening. So I think maybe that leads into Drew going after Damien at some point or something like that, and then if that ends up maybe being like the main event of SummerSlam or something.
Sure.
I don't know, but I think either way Seth goes away for a little bit. I really do, which is gonna be weird because we're gonna be in a WWE where there's no Seth and no Roman, and that's gonna be really weird. Because I feel like Roman's
almost
we need it.
Yeah, I was about to say almost.
No, we do need it.
I don't want to say end of an era. But like, I mean, they definitely represent a specific time in WWE, Roman and Seth. So
we need it.
It's almost. I mean, the night after WrestleMania is essentially a reset. So
yeah, we need
I think most fans are at the point of Roman fatigue, even though he's never around. We're kind of sick of him for right now, and I think that we're getting a lot of people are getting there for Seth. So I think it'd probably be best for him to lose here. Leave before that happens, take a couple months off, come back, and the fans will love you again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure.
But yeah, like I said, I can't really see Damien having a full match main eventing WrestleMania as world champion yet, but I can see him walking out with the title by cashing in and then using the next year to really establish himself as a main eventer so that we can actually see him in a WrestleMania main event. And I especially can see that happening because we have a bigger match after this. It's not like what's going to close the show, because I think that if it closed the show, people would probably be upset because I don't feel like everybody thinks that Damien is there yet. But seeing as there's another match after this, it's not going to be the feel good part of the show.
It'll suck the wind out of the whole fucking show.
Right. So I'm saying Drew, but then, my prediction is that Damien cashes in. Nick?
Yeah. I'm saying Seth, but Damien cashes in.
Con?
Drew, I mean, I still don't think that Damien should cash in at Mania. I just don't think he's there yet to even cash in at Mania, but like, why fucking wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So yeah, for that alone, I'm gonna say Drew, but Damien probably gonna cash in because again, why the fuck would you not? Is there any? Now I'm just asking. Is there any possibility that Damien goes after? Well, no, we already talked about it. Never mind. Forget it. Nah, yeah, I'm gonna say that he cashes in on Drew after he beats Seth.
I mentioned he might cash in on Gunther, but I mean, we've had this conversation about cashing in on mid cards and like
we've seen that before, haven't we? Where someone cashed in on a mid carder.
Yeah, and like the only reason I could see
Austin
him
Theory
doing
did
here,
it.
That's right. Yeah.
I
so
could
did
see
Baron
him doing
Corbin.
it here because him and Drew have beef. Like I could see like him and Drew don't really get along ever since Elimination Chamber and all that. So I could see that going on, like where he catches in on either Drew or Seth, just to rob Drew of that, So I can see that happening in that capacity for storyline, but I don't know. Like I don't really see him cashing in on Gunther just for the sake of doing it. You know,
Right.
and I don't see him cashing in on Logan. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. That'd be so random. And there's no way he's gonna beat Roman or Cody. There's no way they're cashing in on Cody after Cody wins, and there's no way he's cashing in on Roman right now to make him the undisputed champion.
If Cody won and you just hear Priest, that'd be wild.
That would be fucking wild.
Wow, bro.
He has this fucking title for 2 minutes.
Oh my god, bro! Can you imagine
the way the fans, especially Philly, bro?
I might stop watching, bro.
Oh my god,
that would not.
Hey,
I don't think that would be the way to go.
That happens because I'm worried for your safety.
I'm calling you and me both, brother.
Yeah, I'm calling you aggressively if that goes down.
Philly is aggressive.
Yeah.
They're aggressive when they win. They're aggressive when they lose.
Mm-hmm. We seen them win.
Listen,
bro. Getting caught at the Super Bowl in Philly, that was nuts.
They went crazy. They went nuts.
Yeah.
All right. So the main event.
Okay. Well.
You know what? We've talked about this a million times. Still can see it going either way. But I think it'd be a real big mistake to have Roman go over here. So I'm going with Cody. I think it's what I want to happen, but I think it's the right thing to do too. And that's it. That's my thought on it. Because I said this last year. I thought it was the right decision last year too. And I thought it was a big risk to think that you could keep Cody hot for another year. Luckily, they were able to do it. I don't know if you can do it again. So,
okay. So hold on. If Roman wins again, are y'all still sticking around with WWE?
I don't. Well, I'm not gonna stop watching WWE.
Yeah, I mean, as wrestling fans, we're used to getting disappointed by them. So we're never gonna stop watching.
But I'm not gonna stop watching. But
we're just gonna bitch and complain about it.
We're gonna bitch and complain, but I'm not gonna give a fuck about the story no more if Cody loses.
Yeah.
The story's dead to me.
Yeah, the story's dead.
We gotta move on, man.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing this.
Yep. Yeah. And honestly, the story's dead. And if it ends up that they pull the trigger later in the year after Roman finally beats Hogan's record, I don't care. It won't mean anything anymore. I don't care. Nope.
It's not exciting anymore.
Yep. Nope. You blew me twice. Nope. Not doing it again. Yeah. So, are we all saying Cody here?
For logic, for if I'm using my quote unquote logical thing here, I'm rocking with Cody.
I don't know. We might be setting ourselves for disappointment again.
We did this a year ago, man. It's 50-50. We are.
If I'm gonna be there live and they do that again,
I'm not gonna stop watching. But if he lose, I just won't give a fuck no more.
I'm gonna feel robbed of my first and probably only WrestleMania if Cody does not win this fucking match. That's just me being honest. I'm gonna feel robbed.
I'll be fucking sick.
I'm with you. Yeah.
I'll be fucking sick.
I still have my theory of Avengers. We see Seth, we see Jay.
Yeah, if we're seeing Bloodline Sammy. Rules, we're obviously gonna see Rock, we're gonna see Jimmy, we're gonna see Solo. So
I think we're gonna see Zilla, we're gonna see Jacob, we're gonna see fucking everybody, bro.
Is there a chance that Cody winning could be because the entire Bloodline decided to do some Bullet Club shit and just toss this motherfucker Roman out?
Ooh. I don't think so. I think that there's a very good possibility of Roman losing because The Rock turns on him. Yeah, but I don't see Jimmy and Solo turning on him.
Yeah. Okay. I think Rock does turn on him, honestly. If I'm making like a wild card prediction, that is mine. I think Rock turns on him there. Do y'all buy into the thing that Seth turns on Cody here?
I don't think so.
I don't know, bro. Like, because I mean, and we talked about this before. The reason why it's a possibility for me is Cody's beating this motherfucker 3 times. Seth Rollins takes pride in being the quote unquote top guy in the company. It's something he's done before. You know what I mean? It's something he's done before. And this is me just using logic. Like, he's done it once, he can do it again. And if I'm Seth Rollins and I'm the world champion, I've been the one saying like, hey, Roman is the fucking Hollywood champion. I'm the workman's world champion and shit like that. And there's this one fucking guy who's been beating my ass every time I get in the ring with him. If I'm Seth, with the history I got, I might feel some type of way. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'll put it that way. I hope that's not the route they go. Thank you so much.
I've seen a lot of things where like Cody's Batman and Seth is his Joker, and where you lay it out, I hear it, but like I really think it takes away from this if we do that right now.
I agree with that.
I really feel that way. Like it just doesn't like you do all this just to make Seth turn on Cody and just like because like if in my head if Seth turns on Cody he's losing. So like I don't want to see any of that. Like I like now if Cody wins and they play his music and he's holding up the belt and all this stuff and then fucking Seth super kicks him
and then Seth fucks him up. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. But turning on him to cost him the match, I really hope that's not what happens, bro. I really because that's gonna really put a bad taste in my mouth for everybody involved.
Yeah,
honestly, like I also don't want to care about any of that shit.
I also think that that's the easy way out too, because I personally think like if you're just talking about character wise, like developing, characters and things like that, I think for me it's more interesting to have Seth stay on Cody's side even after everything that they've been through, because even though he's turned on people a million times and even though Cody has beat him a bunch of times, as far as he's concerned, the bloodline is that fucking bad that they got to go. Yeah. Like he has to help these people that he doesn't really want to help because he knows that the bloodline has to go or else they're coming for him too eventually. Like he's already said that, and I think that is the more interesting way to go. You can always have Seth come back after he takes some time off and fucking turn on Cody and go back to it if you want. But I don't think that this is where you do it.
No.
I don't either. Yeah. And I think they even addressed that on SmackDown. Roman and Cody talked about it.
Like, Roman brought
it up. He doesn't even like you. And he's like, yeah, but he hates you more.
Yeah.
So, so it's like, so if he can bank on anything, it's that one right there. And that's that. I believe that.
All right. So that's all that. You know what time it is, boys. It's the end. It's the end of March MadDrip. Tonight.
Killing it.
Still can't see this. Not Nick's fault. Here we go. This is where we're at.
I got something.
Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, House of Black versus Io Sky. Let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Who's going first?
I would like to not go first.
Fuck it, I'll go first.
Okay.
Dom, for all the reasons I've been saying throughout this entire thing, like my opinion doesn't change. Priest got that shit on, boy. But I just think Dom got it on a little bit more.
Okay. Nick, do you want me to go?
Yes.
Well, I mean, it's not going to... Your vote's not going to matter then, because I'm also going with Dom. And here's why. Like Khan said, Damian, he's got that shit on. But I feel like, again, we're at a point where we've got 4 people and all their shit is banging, right? So we got to take other things into account. And I think you have to take into account everything that was happening at the time with Dominic, with the feud with his dad, with the getting arrested thing. That whole thing was just cold as fuck.
The circumstances around it just gives it too much.
Right. Just and the kind of just the in your face fuck you of it too. Yeah. Like, I'm facing my dad. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna wear his mask and I'm gonna make fun of one of his most iconic wardrobes. Oh, I got arrested. I'm coming out in a police, like all that stuff, like just adds to this. So I got to go with Dom as well.
Okay, Dom it is.
But what were you going to say, Nick? What would you have? We still need to hear.
I think I like all those reasons. Obviously, I think you really have to take circumstances into this and everything into this, just because all these things are cool looking. They're all drips, but it's more so about what's happening, what it was, and I could see Damian doing this like 10, 15 more times. But Dom, I don't know if we're ever going to see Dom do that shit again. Yeah, right. I don't know if so. And like Dom, the second time I only seen him wear a mask was last night.
Yeah.
Or 2 nights ago. Yeah. He was wearing, that's the only every time besides this that I've seen him wear a mask. So if we're doing that, then
Yeah.
that's it's got to be. So yeah, I'd say Dom.
All right. Dominic advances to the finals. Jesus
God,
Christ.
2 years in a row.
2 years in a row, this
I'm not-
man
2 years in a
has
row.
been in the finals.
How's that happen, bro? I don't even consider him like a drippy person. Like
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
like how's this happen? I want to go first on the next one.
Let's go.
This one I don't know.
I am gonna say EO Sky.
Okay.
Why?
For this kind of the same reasons we talked about Dom. Where she was in this, there's a limited amount of things you can do clothing wise, and the women when they go to Crown Jewel and stuff like that, they've done well recently with what they've been doing. So the fact that she was able to pull something like this off where she was is amazing to me. Whereas also too, like House of Black kind of wears robe-ish type of things, all the time anyway, despite the fact that this is white and gold, so, and like, honestly, if we were going like just Julia Hart versus EO Sky, Julia Hart might win here because Julia Hart's whole entire outfit is crazy awesome. But if we're doing all of it and taking it all into account, I think I'm going EO.
Here's what I'm gonna do, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna go House of Black, and I'm gonna leave it on Khan to make the winner.
Goddamn.
There you go.
Why House of Black though?
Because I want you to pick.
That's your only reason?
He's strictly just doing it just for that.
Again, we're at a point where
We've said it.
like it's hard like to say there's one over the other for any reason at this point. If you're asking me a real reason though, I will say again, like kind of like Nick said, if we're just talking Julia, I think that this is much closer. But I'm a huge House of Black fan, as most people know. I love all that like dark shit when it's done right. I feel like House of Black is one of the few people and groups that do it right. And we talk about white and gold just popping. Never thought that we'd see them in it. I love the masks. There's just so much more in this, I think, than what EO's doing, which EO almost, and we've talked about this before, how it almost just kind of looks like streetwear, right? Where this is more screaming special wrestling occasion to me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm gonna go with.
I'm gonna roll with EO. Just visually, like seeing them side by side, I'm looking at EO a lot more than I'm looking at House of Black. Hers just stands out a lot more to me.
Okay.
So just off that alone, I think I'm giving it to EO.
EO advances.
Okay, can we talk about how there's no way we could have predicted that this was going to be the finals?
Yes.
There's a dominant.
I would not have said that this was going to be the final.
I thought Montez was going to take it for real.
I want to find what draft picks these two were.
I was so sure that MJF was going to at least be in the finals or at least in the final four. He didn't even make it there.
No. Okay, so just for our draft picks of these two, EO Sky Dominic was Khan's 5th round pick, and I believe Khan went first this time around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Hambone's 8th pick was EO Sky. That's fucking insane. A fifth rounder and an 8th rounder. That's fucking nuts.
Anything can happen in the world of
even
wrestling.
more so. Dom beat out both of the buys, including like Seth Rollins, the fucking drip god, beat
Damien.
Both of them out.
Yeah,
him and MJF. Like this is just a wild ending that we got here to me.
It's so crazy.
This is crazy.
I love brackets, bro. I fucking love brackets. All right.
I'm going Dom again.
I'm going Dom.
I'm going Dom.
Dom's winning. Dom's fucking winning.
Going Dom, bro.
Sorry, EO, but we got to do it.
Yeah.
We got to do it.
Bro,
2 years in a row.
Go to Dom's slide, bro. We got to give this man his fucking flag right now.
Man.
No,
You might go with the MadDrip Hall of
Holy-
Fame if you win it one more time.
look at this guy right here.
You think
This
he
guy
gonna-
right
me and
here.
Dom won last
You
year,
think he
right?
going for the three-peat?
gotta
We're gonna
see,
see.
bro.
We have listen. We got WrestleMania. You know everybody's going out for WrestleMania.
Oh, they're
Who
gonna
knows
have
what this man's gonna come out with this year?
I don't even know if he did. He still doesn't have a match though, right? But he might.
Well,
but he
again,
might
I
again.
think we're probably gonna see Dom and Ray again.
Yeah.
If
that's
not,
every
why
week.
do that on
For that reason,
SmackDown? You know.
Just for that reason, I hope he do. I hope
Yeah,
he do.
no,
Yeah.
just for that reason, I want to see March MadDrip go 3-peat Dom.
No. Here's what I want to see. Right, if we do get Dom and Eddie or
Dom
Dom and
three-peat?
Ray, I want Dom to do an Eddie tribute.
Oh
in his
yeah,
gear.
yeah.
And just
Stop
like
it.
really stick it to his dad. You know, he grew out that mullet. If we're gonna do mask versus hair,
Latino Heat.
Okay,
No.
hold on. We have to. We've done 2 of these now, and Dom's won both. Dom has to have a bye next year.
I
if
agree with you.
Even
I
if we
agree with
can't
you.
find a really good drip for him, he's gonna have a bye.
We just gotta pick. He gets in.
Gotta make it to the tournament. He can't just be count out just because he didn't really dress up this year.
Yeah,
He's gotta
No.
make it to the tournament.
this is wild.
Two-time winner,
This
boy.
is nuts. Shout out to fucking Dom, bro.
Yeah,
Rob
know how to
fucking
pick 'em.
low.
I know how to pick him.
Yep, that's true.
the winner of the 2023 to 24 March MadDrip, Dominic Mysterio.
At WrestleMania
And-
39.
But let's just remember, fellas, he did not win last year. Ricky Starks did. He was just in the finals.
Oh right, I forgot.
That's right.
Damn,
That's right. That's right.
I forgot. Yeah, that's true. But he was in the
What?
finals.
What an underdog win here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
What
he
an
came back with a
underdog
vengeance.
he really did. Yeah,
What an
he said,
upset.
"Bro, Ricky Starks beat me out." Bet.
Was
Yeah.
Ricky in this one this year?
No,
He was not in it at all. No,
I didn't. I don't think he was in a slide.
nope,
He wasn't in any of our slides at all.
nope.
My
So
house
that's
is
the end of
burned
that.
up.
So, like we said, we will be off for the next 2 weeks. Next week, I'll be at a WWE show. The week after that, I'll also be at a WWE show at WrestleMania. So we will not be on for the next 2 weeks. When we come back, we will talk the WrestleMania results
Mhm.
and all that good stuff. Who knows what's going to happen in these 2 weeks that we're going to have to talk about.
Well, listen, we're gonna live in a very different world when this podcast comes back online.
Yeah.
Live a very
A lot
different
will have
wrestling
changed.
world. A lot will have changed.
Yeah.
A lot will come to fruition.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very different world we live in.
A
Come
very
2 weeks from now.
stacked episode, to say the least.
Yeah,
That's
because you
crazy.
know what else is going to be interesting. Whatever happens at that Raw afterwards is going to be real interesting.
Mania.
Yeah.
So
Hopefully it's
Sure.
actually good this year because the last
Yeah, 'cause the last couple
Yeah.
has not been that great.
I feel like it would be. I feel like now that Triple H is taking the reins, he kind of knows that we expect something to happen there,
Yeah,
and it's
for
been a
sure.
letdown the past couple years. So I got faith in Papa H. You know. All right. So anything else to say?
Oh, I think the Dudleys are popping up in that tag team ladder match. By the way,
That'd be interesting. I was wondering, like, why the hell does SmackDown only get one team in that?
yeah, it's weird. I don't know the way
Maybe
the
that's why.
tournament's fleshed out. I don't know. I also might pick to win that just real quick because I think Street Profits make it to it. I think they're gonna win.
Okay.
But also, I had a conversation with our group chat about DIY, and I wasn't really convinced, and now I kind of am looking at the
Yeah.
landscape of it. I was not looking at DIY as one of those people, but if you look at the entire of it, like there's no way Judgment Day is winning again. So if they're not winning
Yeah.
again, DIY is winning.
Yeah,
why-
we didn't call that match, but I would also say DIY,
Yeah,
and
why
I
not?
think that I also think that match is going to be start the downfall of Judgment Day, the breakup of them.
Yeah, probably.
They're going to lose that. Damien's going to become world champion. There's going to be more tension, you know, especially with Damien already acting like he's the leader, and now he's the world champion, so he's got even more reason to act like he's the leader.
We still have the theory that Finn and JD switched out the paper in the Money in the Bank thing where it doesn't actually mean what he thinks it means. Remember we talked
Okay.
about that?
Mm-hmm.
So that could happen at WrestleMania too, where
We-
Finn just fucking.
We might see a Funko Pop walk out as world champion at WrestleMania. Who knows? But we'll talk about that when we're back. As always, keep it kinky, you fucking marks.